Beats on that, run the bass on that, babe. Hold on, I'm in my brain. Hold on, I'm getting my place in the brain. Hold on, I'm getting my place in the brain. Hop out the beats on level, I'm brain. Hop out the beats on level, I'm brain.
OGDoDirty, flipping packs in the bag, stuffing the blunt, fat sack, jet black Cadillac, stacks in the mattress, cash cow status, walk in the streets, heat up, no crack, blunt blazing, smoke hazing, OGs in the attic, crispy clean kicks, ain't nothing static, southern nights, trap dreams, raw matic, light it up, inhale the magic, erratic, down south, making moves, 808s, hit raw, sip the lean, slow the scene, outlaws on call, counting bills, run the thrills, trap house ball, switches in the air, grandiose alcohol, dirty dope dreams, with the crew so mean, like some movie scene, trap king, royally king, purple haze phase, hazy days, cash in streams, hit the streets, beast mode, blitzy jewel schemes, OGDoDirty, leaning like a tower, got the power, hour after hour, living fast, mile high, never sour. Came up from the grid, dirty money flower. Blood blazing, smoke hazing, OGs in the attic. Crispy clean kicks, ain't nothing static. Southern nights, trap dreams, raw matic. Light it up, inhale the magic, erratic. OGDoDirty, leaning like the tower. Got the power, hour after hour. Living fast, mile high, never sour. Came up from the grid, dirty money flower. Blood blazing, smoke hazing, OG.
Hey, what's good with everybody, man? Welcome everybody to the Up and Smoke Show. Today we're gonna be going over the Tyler Perry stuff and the man who accused him. He's on the screen right there. Appreciate everybody for showing up. I think we got like 4 or something over there on YouTube or something like that. Appreciate the 4 that's over there. Matter of fact, I don't even got 4 on YouTube. I got 2 on YouTube. Appreciate the 2 that's over there on YouTube. If you want to support the show, support the stream, hit the Cash App. Make sure you make that thing rain. If you got to support through the Super Chat, do what you got to do best. Please support through the Cash App. Let me drop it on here. It'll be floating across the bottom. Which one is it? If you want to support the OGDoDirty show or the Up and Smoke show, let me just put that in there first. I might as well just do that. Take off the OGDoDirty part. I'll go ahead and put Up and Smoke on it. There we go. Just fixed it. So if you want to support the Up and Smoke show, please hit that Cash App. Money come directly to me. Cut YouTube out of the 30. Get fuck giving them niggas that 30%. But if you want to do it and you want to support the stream that way, go ahead and super chat and all that good stuff. For those who's over there on X, I will be dropping a link over there once I go over there for you guys. If you guys want to come on to the panel, talk about it, whatever like that, it is an open panel. The link will be pinned on YouTube. Is where we are broadcasting from. So if you want to come on up, just hit the link. I'll bring you up. We can get into the conversation. What else do I need to go through and make sure I got it before I get ready to do everything? I think that's all for right now. I haven't shared this out or nothing like that. If you do have a social media platform and you got a lot of people that watch it, share it out to your community posts. Throw a post up or something. Tell everybody we over on the OGDoDirty channel, so they can pull up and have a fun time with us while we go over this harassment lawsuit against Tyler Perry. And we're gonna just get straight into it. Yes, sir. If you don't know who Boss Talk 101 is, go over there and holler at them, give them a sub, tell them OGDoDirty led you over there. We have watched him on this show before. He gives out pretty good information. He's kind of tied into the celebrity type of game and all the people. He have a lot of people coming through his channel. He do a lot of interviews with celebrities, so we'll check him out. And whatever else somebody got to bring up, we'll just look at that too. If not, then we'll just keep pushing, find something else to talk about and whatnot. So we're gonna go through what Boss Talk was going through and see what's going on with this Tyler Perry stuff.
$260 million lawsuit. An actor is accusing Perry of sexual assault, harassment, and retaliation. He claims the media mogul lured vulnerable men with roles, money, and gifts only to pressure them into sexual acts. Perry's legal team calls the accusations a scam, saying the claims are fabricated and part of an attempted shakedown.
He's got the whole world in his hands. He got the whole world in his hands. Hey, I'm just sitting here on my porch just looking. What am I looking at? I'm looking to the hills from whence cometh my help. For my help? Some of y'all know the rest. I just wanted to come on and just tell everybody, just be as calm as you can.
Wow, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell, man. Make sure you get the notifications, man, because listen, we're going to keep bringing you the heat, man, over here at Boss Talk 101. This is a review. Tyler Perry, as you heard last night, when me and OG spoke about it, it's out there. You know, basically $260 million assault lawsuit, harassment lawsuit. It's crazy. You know, this is one of our pristine billionaires now, came under the tutelage of Oprah Winfrey and all of these other guys who was basically helping him to get it out the mud. A lot of actors, a lot of actresses. He's impacted the man's life when it comes down to all of those guys. The man's, I think that's the Pamela and the guys who basically do a lot of the gospel music, Yolanda Adams, all of these people basically, like I said, they love Taraji P. Henson. Everybody, kudos to Tyler Perry. But again, this has nothing to do with all of that. This is a guy who worked for him, who says that he was pretty much harassed multiple times, not just once. And it's a crazy situation, man. Like I said, I pray for the whole situation. I always say that, man, we got to do better if this is in fact is true. If it's not, then hopefully, you know, Tyler Perry can get out from under this whole foggy situation like Jay-Z did, and expose somebody who's trying to come at him in the wrong way. When I look at Tyler Perry and I look at everything that he brings to the table, man, a lot of times I like some of his films, some of them I didn't. That's neither here nor there. But when you look at the impact that he's been able to, you know, have on these modern day times, there's no one competing with him when it comes to the film industry, when it comes down to people that look like me. And when I look at him, it's like, man, you know, I want to see him win. I want to see him shine. I don't want to see this thing be something that's really true. But at the end of the day, like I said last night, with the situations and the way that they're filming and the things that they're doing, leads me to a lot of questions. And I know a lot of people will say, oh man, you know, you're doing Tyler wrong, or man, he didn't do that, no way. And I get it. OG was one of the main guys last night. We went back and forth. You can watch that video that we talked about this. But you got to understand, guys, you are under strict scrutiny when it comes down to being in the industry. And he know already he's a minority in the industry that he's in. Anything that happens, they can and will hold it against you. They're trying to find a way to compete with you and slide you out the way anyway, because you've taken and notched a whole production, a whole black movement when it comes down to being an owner. And believe me, people don't like that, especially people that don't look like us, that's been controlling the narrative the whole time. You tried to buy BET. Tyler Perry tried to buy BET, and that fell through the hole on him. He couldn't do it because they didn't want him to have it. These guys are not going to play fair ball with you, man. By anybody that you could think of, these people going to come at you and they're going to try to figure out a way to keep you out of the limelight. They don't want you controlling this situation for people that look like us. At the end of the day, you knew this coming into this too. You have to be careful. And the text messages are very disturbing if they're true. I've read the text messages. I've looked at the video footage that, where people are speaking out on Tyler Perry and this guy, man. And it's quite disturbing, some of the things that we're reading. It's almost like a lover's spat when you look at it. So I'm basically, letting our people know, man, we want to support Tyler Perry.
Yeah, I can hear you,
but
bro.
we don't want to play games like
Hold on, is it like far away though?
No.
Or okay. How you feel, my good sir? Thank you for doing this.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Doing me a favor. Thank you, sir. So
yeah, I'm trying to find out about it, but go ahead.
I don't know if that changed anything for you. Anyway, so apparently, I don't know a lot about it either. Honestly, I'm not gonna give a lot of credence. I just thought it was funny because I kind of always thought Tyler Perry was chasing Bussy anyway. I ain't gonna lie to you. So apparently, this white dude said Tyler invited him over, told him he had a role for him, and got him drunk. Dude stayed the night, and Tyler Perry got to bed with him and grabbed his junk. That's according to him. That's according to this man right here. So he's suing him for what, $250 million or $260 million? Mm-hmm. And the conspiracy theory is Tyler Perry is about to do another major deal, and I guess the quote-unquote powers that be, white men trying to knock him down a peg. I'm just guessing that part.
No, I have no idea. I don't even know nothing about this until what you just got through saying, so I'm only going by what I have no idea.
That's all I know. You just, that's good.
You say what now?
No, I said you can play it.
All right.
Because I don't really know a lot about it either. I just from the outside of the game. That's all.
So with the Lord it is.
We don't think these guys have communications and stuff going on outside of us. Now, who he's with sexually or whatever, that's his own business. I have not no dog in the fight, as OG says. But at the end of the day, my opinion is basically, man, listen, you have a lot of people that's watching you. You can't be making moves to where you put yourself in any kind of situation, not on the level that you're at. And these guys are coming around you for opportunity. You know that when they come around you, they're coming around to see what they can get out of the situation. You have to have your guards up. There's no.
What you think about that?
About what?
You think you gotta You think you got to move different once you get into these like positions? You got to move like the move way different than you used to. Like even like take the crazy bussy shit out. But say Tyler Perry was when he was making plays and he was only doing plays. How much money do you think he probably made when he was just doing them plays? Like a few million a year doing them. But once he got like a studio, he started making, I guess, hundreds of millions. So, do you think he could still move the same way he was moving from making like $1 million to 100 million, or he can? That's kind of like the same as just that's the same thing because you already got the millions. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't think you have to change your movement, bro, to up your money if you're already making that type of money. What's the difference between 1 million and 100 million?
I couldn't tell you. I mean, either way, I probably couldn't spend it all. Or probably could spend it all. I don't know. But you're right. $1 million is $1 million. So what this dude is saying though, so like, is he right? He must be wrong then, because Tyler Perry had millions forever, right? This is when John probably remember. When did Tyler Perry start making them dumbass plays? In the 90s, the late 90s.
Yeah, I would guess that time. I can't remember the exact time, but yeah, mid
Yeah, it
90s,
might have been the
late
late
90s.
90s. So Tyler Perry been getting money for a minute. So if he been moving this way his whole career, why would he think he had to change? You get what I'm saying, OG?
Yeah, personally, I don't believe it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just me. This sounds like that. This is the new trend that's coming out. Like I said, I'm pretty much sure that this ain't what everybody think it is. But I mean, like, if they want to talk about it, hey, we're gonna talk about it. I ain't too much tripping on it. Yeah, but I don't believe the story at all.
I guess the biggest story for me is the homeboy saying that he had to move different than he was before.
Well, I think he's saying that on a social, you know what I'm saying, on the social part, not the money. He's talking about the people that you kick it with, the people that you know what I'm saying, that you work with, stuff like that. Then yeah, that type of stuff right there is going to change, but you don't have to change yourself as a person to be around them, right? You should be able to stay solid in who you are and be around these folks. Now it's up to them to accept you or not, or you know what I mean? That's not up to you. But basically what I'm getting from what he's saying is for you to stay in the limelight, for you to do what everybody else do in Hollywood, you got to assimilate to what they do.
Yeah, weird shit. That weird shit, huh?
Yeah, that's why I would never be famous.
Sir, you're already famous, so what have you sold yourself out to?
I'm not famous
That's
at all.
wild.
I'm be honest with you. Let me tell you why I know I'm not famous. Nobody knows me, bro.
Nobody know me either.
Right? Well, they do. You give more information than I do out. So I don't give information out. It's other people who give information out on me. I don't never give out information on myself. So just to let you know that. So in that point, I don't, like I say, this type of stuff right here, bro, it's weird to me, bro, that people do this type of stuff. Especially when they come to money and shit and how people see things, right? If this dude is making that much money, as LA was saying, and I agree with LA, because I mean, shit, nigga bought a whole fucking military base. Nigga, that's a
Yeah, he been getting money for a minute.
Nigga bought over, what was it, 600 something acres, bro.
Nigga been getting money for a minute since the
90s. I got people around the corner for me, nigga, that's paying hella money, nigga, for a good 10 acres, nigga. 20 acres, nigga, you better be wealthy. And that's just here around me. So I could just imagine what this nigga paid for that shit. But again, good business mind type of shit. Man, he made a lot of money off them plays, bro. So then he got into movies and shit. But yeah, when it comes to these people jumping off the porch, bro, trying to get some money and shit, yeah, this shit is getting ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, and the lawyers they're gonna just take that money They don't give a hell. I can believe it's just. I can believe they probably did that shit like their cease and desist or extortion letter that they call just a demand letter. I don't know why they just don't call it what it is, extortion. Like if you don't pay me $20 million, I'm gonna tell the world that you did X, Y, and Z. And most people don't want their business out there, so they're gonna just pay whatever the person wants.
Yeah.
The one thing, like I haven't heard the whole story about it, but I heard bits and bits about it. But what makes this have some kind of bite to it is that for years people have suspected that he moved like this anyway, though. As far as like him being into dudes. Now nobody knows nothing. It's just speculation. And so when you hear a story like this, it's like you almost want to look like, is it possible that it could have happened?
That's what I'm. All right, so I put this nigga on my thumbnail, the nigga that they talking about. It's crazy shit, but I put the nigga on the thumbnail, and from what I've seen on all his social, bro, is this nigga Zesty?
Who? Tyler Perry or the dude that's doing
The dude that he talking about?
Oh, Tyler Perry got to be Zesty. Yeah, everybody done.
No,
He's talking about the dude. You talking about the dude, right?
And that's the problem I'm having with
the white boy,
right there, bro. Yes, bro. That's the problem I'm having with the situation is we look at Tyler Perry in a certain way, and I really don't care too much about this nigga, bro. That's why I didn't even care too much about this shit. But it just don't make sense to me, you know what I'm saying, for somebody to do something like that. But then at the same time, you got this nigga who dresses up like a woman and plays a character, and everybody sees their character, so they think everybody believe that this nigga switches, he on the other side because of that. So I don't think there's nothing you can do or nothing you can say that'll change your mind because you've seen this man in a dress. That's where I think it stems from.
That OG, and also like the way he write his movies, the way he portrayed dudes in his movie, is almost like he's trying to write movies. In the bulk of his movies, to me, this is my opinion of it now, just my opinion. He do this brotherhood type stuff in the movies, but he's always showing dudes with their shirt off and they act kind of like soft dudes. And so I think that's where in his writing, because me and a couple of friends, we've said this over the years, it's like he don't write movies from a male perspective, seem to like a lot of times.
Yeah, but
always from
hold on.
A female perspective. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying, but to be fair, that's what his bread and butter at. Why wouldn't he do it?
I know, which is why.
I don't think that make it seem like he's feminine then, though. That just could be like he getting his. You get what I'm saying? Like he a smart ass businessman. If he know men not gonna spend $400 billion to see him, why the hell would he make a movie for us? That wouldn't make him feminine, just make a smart businessman.
I'm not okay, so I'm on hold on one sec. I gotta move my truck.
Go ahead. Yeah, but even like
I'll come back up.
All right. Even when like it so I'm kind of with LA on this one because I didn't see movies that this nigga made that was for basically for niggas. Have y'all seen the movie Alex Cross?
That shit was so bad. That shit was so bad. OG, that's why I shut up. That's why I never call him gay again. I've never called him gay. OG, that shit was so bad. I said, sir, I humbly apologize. This is not your forte. Go back to wearing that dress.
Yeah, nigga,
that shit was so bad. OG, he tried to be serious. He looked so stupid. Oh my God.
Also,
that was bad.
Also, Tyler Perry was in another movie. He was a scientist, nigga. It was a big film too.
It was the horror movie.
Yeah, it was a horror
movie.
And that he was a scientist in what's the one of them Jurassic Park. He was in a Jurassic Park or King Kong or some shit. He was in something with a big ass animal, nigga. And he was a scientist, nigga, wearing a lab coat. Bro, the nigga can't act worth a shit. So I'm agreeing with LA. The nigga go back to the dress, man. Because that's your bread and butter. Like, nigga, he got that part down. He didn't got so locked in with that you got another guest coming up to the panel. He didn't got so locked in with him doing them certain type of films, bro. When he do branch off and do something else, it's trash. Garbage. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to correlate this, bro. Is it about the money? Smutting niggas, because this a thing going on, bro, in 2025, nigga. The year of the smut your name, nigga. Everybody throw smut on everybody's name this year, bro, and it's been going crazy. And it seemed like, I don't know if since they got, ever since they got R. Kelly and put that nigga in, bro, it is no wins out here for nobody. Who have won since R. Kelly went in? And now before then, you know, it was some people that won.
Bill Cosby.
Didn't that nigga get sued? Wait, he didn't go to jail,
Yeah,
but he paid
went to jail. No, he went to jail and they let him out because it was double jeopardy because he settled before. Remember, yeah, so he beat that case. They had to let him out.
See, I thought OC, from what I remember, I thought OJ paid.
Not OJ, I said Cosby.
Bill Cosby. He said Bill Cosby.
Okay, Bill Cosby, yeah. I thought Bill Cosby paid some. It was 4 or 5 women that came out on him, old bastard bitches.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Cosby's case had already been resolved in court. What they did was dug it up, and they did something illegal when they came to putting him back in jail because he was already
double jeopardy. Sorry, I just said that.
Yeah.
But
So,
did he pay though?
He paid before that, yes, sir. He did.
That's what I was thinking.
He did. That's why it was double jeopardy, Lord ADS.
He paid one of them women, bro. He settled with them, with one of them motherfuckers or 2 of them motherfuckers. And then
he did.
I'm telling you, bro, because when he got locked back up, I was like, nigga, how can they lock the nigga back up when he already did this? We already went through the process of settling with some of these motherfuckers, and somebody was like, oh, well, it was more than 2 chicks that came out, and it was like 4 different women.
Yeah, matter of fact, I think when they put him in jail, they used something that he said in the settlement against him to lock him up. And I remember somebody saying doing that was something about that was illegal.
I don't know why y'all making this hard.
Once you go through the processes, bro, that shit is over with.
Yeah, I know. I think
right? So, it was sealed, right? And they unsealed it. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
That's why I think that's what I was talking about. What LA was talking about. I don't know what you're talking about now, though. But go ahead.
Yeah, double jeopardy. That's all.
Yeah. I'm not arguing with you.
They're trying to charge somebody twice for the same crime. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was some nut shit they did, but whatever.
So let me get, before we continue the video, let me get everybody's thoughts. Lord Eddie S, Beans, John the Baptist, and Fat Turtle, you go, and then I go last on this Tyler Perry thing, and what y'all think about it, where y'all mind is, what direction your mind is going in with this. You got it, Lord Eddie S.
This has been such an effective strategy because the law plays into it so much that it's selective justice, right? It's only for one particular party, which is the quote-unquote alleged victim. Tyler Perry's experienced it, Smokey Robinson's experienced it, and like a litany of other folks, right? And you even got people, you know what I'm saying, in public office who have been through these particular type of kind of trials, right? When it comes to this type of stuff. Do I believe it's true? I'm not sure. Medea, no sense. I've always thought Tyler was a little sweet, but I'm not sure, why a billionaire would need to go this far with one particular man just because, he's a white guy. I don't think that's the crux here. I need more detail on things that took place, right? Versus just this, $260 million lawsuit.
What you got on it, Beans? What you think about it, brother? Give him a second. He's driving. I don't think he can hear us. You can go after John. John, where you at so far with it? What you think about it? That's 5 seconds. LA, what you got?
My bad. I was talking on mute. My bad.
Oh, you good. I was just making sure. I try to give people 5 seconds before I go to the next person without being rude.
Yeah, I was talking on mute. My bad.
Go ahead,
yeah. So legally, I have no opinion on the legal. I'm waiting on all the facts to come out. and I just like don't know if it's true or not. I don't know enough about it.
The problem is, John, there's no facts.
But
It's just his opinions.
I know
Yeah.
that's what I'm finna speak on. The second part going to be just my personal opinion of him over the years. I kind of said this earlier, and I have no facts to back this up, but it's how, like I say, the way he writes his movie, the way he carries himself personally, keep everything so private. The rumors
What?
came out. Well, go ahead.
No, I'm just laughing because privacy means you gay now. That was
No,
wild.
not. I said a combination of things, but you want to take
I
that in
got you.
privacy. Yeah, but it said a combination of things. The speculation has been out there for years about him. Now, no one have any facts about him being that way at all. They just use the way the cross dressing as a woman, the way he writes his movie towards men, about men to women. And so that's been like the talk about him for years. But so it kind of leads way to think that this may be true, but legally I don't know how this works out legally. And I have no facts. It's just all opinion about what we said over the years about Tyler Perry. Legally, he just got to work this out and see what the court's gonna do.
Turtle.
I don't put nothing past anybody. I'm not gonna say it's not true, but when I think it's gonna be hard to prove that it is. The story, wonder what the story is from Chat GPT. I posted on my community tab. A little dumbass story. It don't make no sense, but I'm not gonna say it's not. Hell, we didn't think Puff Daddy shit was true. So at this point, who the fuck knows?
Yeah, you right about that.
I just think he was an easy bag to get.
And him coming out doing this response was crazy as hell, singing that goddamn church song. But
Who?
I'll go back to it.
Hold on, he came out singing the church song?
Give me a second, child.
I told you, John, your people weird, man.
Here it is, bro.
This is not my people, bro.
There it is, nigga. John the Baptist, nigga. They ain't John the Catholic.
No, sir. These are not my people.
All right, so this is what he did when he Boss Talk 101. If y'all ain't went over there and fuck with Boss Talk 101, go over there and fuck with the man. I been went over there fucking with him for a little minute. He be bringing some good content, you know what I'm saying? And he just give a good reaction. So plus you can add to it. Just make sure you go check him out. But this is what this nigga said.
Anything that happens, they can and will hold it against you. They're trying to find a way to compete with you and slide you out the way anyway, because you've taken and notched a whole production, a whole black movement when it comes down to being an owner. And believe me, people don't like that, especially people that don't look like us that's been controlling the narrative the whole time. You tried to buy BET. Tyler Perry tried to buy BET, and that fell through the hole on him. He couldn't do it because they didn't want him to have it. These guys
Oh my God!
Fair ball with you, man.
Hold on. Can I look that up, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask Chat GBT why Tyler Perry didn't buy BET? This is crazy. Because that's what I'm talking about. You know, I ain't even trying to do this, man. Lord knows I'm living my best life. So I might be getting out of here after this. Man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, ChatGPT, why didn't Tyler Perry buy BET? Let's see what he said. So it say, my bad, I was stuck real quick, y'all. I'm on that weed, boy. Tyler Perry was actually one of the leading contenders to acquire BET. He even owns a minority stake and had publicly expressed interest in buying majority stake back in early 2023. So this is only 2 years ago. However, in the end, Paramount Global opted not to sell. When Perry submitted a multi-billion-dollar bid, Paramount decided to hold on to the network, rejected or selling his offer. That explains why Tyler Perry didn't. Maybe I need to shut my nigger mouth. That was crazy. That was wild. Maybe they did block him. I need to shut my mouth. I still Tyler Perry been getting money since the 90s. So yeah.
Well, technically, if you listen to what ChatGPT just said, or ChatGPT just got to saying, if you break that down in names term, if you have a company, and I don't know if most of y'all then own the company, or y'all got a little extra money to invest in the company, but when you got majority of the shares, you know what I'm saying, stocks and all that stuff inside of a company like that, a big company like that, once you take over ownership and have that, it's a dictatorship. Most of the time, most of these companies is ran by a group or consultants of people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So they have stuff split off to where they can have rules and stuff where a person who owns the business, they can set you to the side and control and run your business. Remember, this is not something that is owned by one person. BET is commercial. So, but again, I know y'all probably don't want to hear this from OGDoDirty, but I'm let you know the facts. It is what it is. It's the reason why they don't do stuff like that. I mean, they tried it with other companies and that you probably heard of, and most of those companies got bought out, or what they call that shit, they dismantled it. You know what I'm saying? They broke that motherfucker down, and then they sold it off to a commercial, which is to the public, and the business either went down or it got subpart out to another one. So
layman's terms, you think they actually tried to? It was more profitable for them to hold on to the business and do the shit you saying instead of to sell it to this nigga.
Well, if this nigga got half the goddamn shares of the motherfucker more than everybody else, and he gets the goddamn company. Okay, we got it.
No, I think it was podcast, sir. I think he just he got turned YouTube off in the background. That's all.
Podcast went up here.
Who the fuck was it?
So when you do have most of the stuff, like when you do have most of the shares like that, bro, and he's going to pay you that billions and he could have ran that motherfucker the way he wanted to run it without anybody saying shit to him. But as long as they hold off on him, he could still try to do a partnership with him. But that's the reason why he didn't want to spend the billions. What's the reason you spending billions to go partner with somebody when you could just own the motherfucker outright?
You right.
What y'all think about it? Bings, you back with us? What you think about this crazy ass Tyler Perry and getting sued for $260 million?
Oh shit, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Damn, I didn't know my phone was dying. I wish it was me.
Oh wow.
Punk ass nigga didn't feel on me though.
Oh my god.
Hey, how the fuck else I'm gonna get to the bag? YouTube suppressing my channel. Won't no trucks run into me on the highway. How else I'm gonna get to the bag besides one of these motherfucking celebrity millionaires feeling on me? Shit, motherfucker. I wouldn't even file no lawsuit. I'd have just been like, look, bitch, give me 10 and I'm out of here. Period.
Yeah, we gotta find out more about this, man, because I'm trying to figure out what was that you put in the back, LA, when you had on the Richard Collins? What was that all about?
Oh my bad. I don't even remember, dog. I might have just been like the New York Post or one or something like that. That's what it popped up on my phone. And I said, Tyler Perry out here doing what?
I didn't mean to cut y'all, Beans. Go ahead. We got to I'm gonna find out more information so we can get down to the gritty on how this shit happened. But go ahead, bro.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say, LA ass ain't crying no more, whining ass nigga. Nah, but yeah, I watched
Because the white man paid me more than he paid you.
I watched what's their name? The Breakfast Club earlier, and I mean that dude. I don't want to say this out loud because I feel like it's gonna be kind of hypocritical. But it's like the account is so detailed, right? That I'm not denying it. But at the same time, when it's a female, even when the account seems detailed, I still be doubting it. But for whatever reason, in this situation, I'm just not doubting it. The only thing I'm doubting is that, because the terminology is always like suffered and all this other dumb shit, and abuse and all that other dumb shit. Like that shit, I don't agree with that shit. But
So
I like
you
did that
taking a
nigga
white
fuck with
man
her?
word? You taking a white man word of a black man?
Hold on 1 second.
That's a
Is that
good
what
ass
he just
question.
said, OG?
That motherfucker not white.
Who ain't?
Wooey.
The dude who filed his lawsuit against Tyler, I thought he was some kind of Hispanic.
Bro, that nigga, bro,
Uh,
hold on real quick. Give me a second.
Hold on, let me order my food
I
real quick.
had to get this nigga a few minutes ago for the thumbnail, nigga. You best believe I got it. Don't get it twisted. I tripped out on it, nigga. I say, wait a minute. This is a white dude. Goddamn Hispanic. He might be Mexican. I don't know. I don't know. Don't let me lie to you, goddamn it.
goddamn blue-eyed Mexican.
You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Does the opinion change if it's black or white or Hispanic or white though?
Yeah, on Beans is about to. That's just gonna let you know how much of a fucking bullshitter he is. It's about to change right in our very eyes. Right in our very eyes, it's gonna change. That's crazy.
Pull this nigga up. Research department. We go to research. Research is Instagram. We on the grin now. You know what I'm talking about? This is him. Derek.
All right, so what did y'all find out?
So this is what this nigga look like.
Watch how opinions change in the blink of an eye.
What that nigga look like, dog?
Man, I'm on my phone. I can't see none of this shit.
Oh, nigga, you can see Tyler like that light meat. He like that. He like that light meat. Like that breast.
I'm saying, ain't he Hispanic though?
No, nigga. No, nigga.
No, sir. He's not Hispanic, sir.
You got eyes, nigga. Go ahead. Take up for the white man. There you go. There you go. Black power. White power. Man, what time
Bro, all that is irrelevant. Look it up
down.
on fucking. Why y'all didn't just Google the nigga?
Bro, he on the screen now.
What the fuck that mean? I told you I can't see this little shit. I'm on my phone.
Oh,
you said black people would never believe.
The motherfucker is Hispanic, man.
Well, turn your phone. Do like John the Baptist and turn your phone to the side.
What's his name? Yeah. What's his name? What's his name? I can't see.
Derek Dixon.
Derek Dixon. All right, let me look it up.
That sounds like a nigga.
Yeah.
Hell, I got a cousin named Derek Dixon. Now that I think about it. Wait, you trolling?
No,
that motherfucker. No, I know you ain't trolling, bro.
Nigga, I said the same thing, nigga. This can't be real, nigga.
Right? Why his last name gonna be Dixon? That's crazy. That's just crazy.
Dixon.
How you doing? Yeah.
That's him. That is him, fam. Got a little baby with him and shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hell no, nigga.
Look at podcast riding out for the white man over the black man. That shit is wow.
Yeah, I thought I'd never see the day.
Levy called Mayo and tell Mayo he got one. He got another one.
Don't call that motherfucker.
Mayo, he got another one, Mayo.
Crazy. Yeah, that's literally. Goddamn. Hold on real quick.
Let that racist piece of shit stay wherever he at.
So,
damn, did they put salt on the motherfucker fry?
Podcast. What was your final opinion of the situation, podcast?
On what situation?
The question that the OG just asked you about Derek Nixon and Tyler Perry.
I was there. I thought he was Hispanic.
Okay, now that he's white, now that he's white, what's your opinion?
Man, ain't nobody said he white yet, man. Look it up, bro.
The nigga last name Dixon. What are we doing here? This not Consuela.
Get the fuck. So what is black people with the last name Gonzalez, nigga? What that mean?
This nigga is out of his fucking mind.
Your last name Slave Catcher, motherfucker, and you still black.
And that's
so
the right. And that's how I know what a cracker look like. This is a cracker.
Oh, that a picture they were showing on what's the name? That motherfucker looked like Hispanic to me. He looked like he was from a telenovela. God damn it.
He's of Irish descent, brother. He's from.
Oh my God.
Hey, I told you research department, nigga. I got Lord Eddie S up here. I got Fat Turtle.
Look at that. Look at that. Taking up for the white man. Slave catcher. Slave catcher. Slave catcher.
So he a cracker, huh?
Yeah. Slave catcher. Look at you, slave catcher. Come on over here. I got one over here on the wagon.
So Tyler Perry be making all these fucking movies about black women. His ass a swirler.
Yes, sir.
That's
not
fucked
only
up.
that, the vast majority of them hating on black men. So
that's fucked up.
Yeah, man. Tyler. Geez, man. I mean, you a billionaire though. How can you get? I mean, if we learn anything from Diddy case, everything ain't what it seems. Once you start digging into the details, you find along that a lot of these folks will play along with this stuff too. You know what I'm saying? For the money, for whatever reason, right? But just to get caught up in this whole circumstance to me is just kind of asinine, especially being a billionaire, right?
How? Not from what I heard. Man, I listened to I listened to the Breakfast Club. These motherfuckers been texting and talking and communicating and shit. It's like, what the fuck do you expect for people to not to communicate like goddamn human beings because they got some money? You know what I'm saying? Like what you want me to do? I'm gonna talk like I would talk if I had $5 in my account. I'm gonna talk the same way if I got 50 million in my account. I'm gonna sound the exact same.
Hopefully not, because you have something to protect versus the $5 you got now, right?
What that got to do with my sex life, though? In my sex life, that shit gonna sound the exact same unless I'm paying for pussy.
That's your best bet. If you rich, to me, it's hard to make a call on a relationship if you're already rich. You know what I'm saying? Except for childbearing, of course, right? You want to make sure you get a wife for that. But when it comes to women, I mean, it's hard to tell who like you and who don't when you got that kind of money. So why not just, you know what I'm saying, take that route, right? At least you know
does it really matter? Does it really matter? Does it really matter?
You wrong.
I gotta disagree with you on that.
He right, but he wrong because he making it about the money, and it's less about the money and it's more about the fame. Because what we always say about white people with money, what we used to say about white people with money, they don't dress like it, right? So if I was one of these motherfuckers that had the bag, but I didn't dress like it, then it wouldn't matter. I would get the real out of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? The problem is niggas be leading with their money. A nigga with the money can't pretend like he ain't got none. That's the real problem. But go ahead, my bad.
But ain't that the reason they coming around anyways? Because you got money? Because if you was beans on the street, nobody would even recognize, right? But now you
beans on the street got a lot of ass though. That's what I'm saying. Beans on the street was fucking. Beans homeless was fucking.
Okay.
Yeah, if you got it, bro, you gonna stay smashing, dog. I don't know what niggas be thinking that chill. You don't need money to smash, dog.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like if I'm still regular, if I got on my regular Jordan 1s, you know, my regular Levi jeans, my regular tee in the tank, V-neck, my regular, you know, shit. I'm just chilling. I'm right here. I'm in the same places I always been. You know what I'm saying? Versus now I got this kind of money. I'm around nothing but people that got this kind of money, which means all the hoes that's around us is prostitutes and scammers. That, you know what I'm saying? So I just changed my whole environment to that. I can't be surprised when the shit come back on me. But I'm saying, what this nigga text message supposed to sound like? Hi, this is Tyler. Just wondering if you're available today for a a dinner and movie session. Like, what the fuck is this supposed to say? It's supposed to say, "Damn, you look good. Damn, I tear that ass up."
No. That's about right what you just said because you have to
Hold
protect
on,
your ass.
that's what Tyler said in the text message.
Yeah, when they was reading the text message, they were saying he was saying shit like, "Man, you look good. You look like this. You look like that."
Pull
Sexual
it up,
shit.
LA.
I
Pull it up,
did
LA.
not know that shit. That's
Hey, let
wild.
me ask you something, podcast. How far are you away from your goddamn computer?
I'm just pulling up to my house right now.
I need you to get on your computer. Research that for me, bro. I need you as the research department. We need to find the LA. I think did you find the text messages earlier, LA, or what?
No, I ain't know nothing about him. I'm literally just keep blowing my mind with this one.
If somebody can find those text messages, I'm not about to try to put that shit on my algorithm. Throw that shit in the back, and I'll bring it up on the screen. Yeah, because we need to see that conversation.
I ain't seen them. They was reading them on the Breakfast Club. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, okay.
Like, if you want to pull up the audio, you can't show the video.
Oh yeah, I know that. Them niggas get me up out of here.
Yeah, they be on bullshit. But like, if you pull up the audio, and just play it in the back and leave us up front and speed it up a little bit, you can get away with that.
No, I got ChatGPT right here. I got ChatGPT right here to let us know everything this freak ass nigga said.
If ChatGPT got the text messages, I'm getting the fuck out of America, nigga.
He do.
Yeah, all right, I'm out of here. That's crazy.
Spoon was cracking.
I just commandeered the potato salads. I do have the raisins. It's about to go down.
I know it's gonna be good.
I got 3 types of potato salad. 3 types. Potato salad. They had other ones I didn't think I was gonna grab because I don't think potato salad the base should be mustard. So I said no.
I was thinking too. We might need an unbiased person to help you out with this. Can you find out if little tablespoon want to get in on it, make a little money tonight?
Hey, you know that boy don't eat nothing, right?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. If I ain't gonna give me a good honest.
OG. I found those text messages, brother. I found them in the back. It's down towards the bottom, right? Screenshots of past text messages.
All right.
Yeah, but that boy don't eat nothing with anything in it, right? Everything got to be plain, and I mean that's just the meat. Just bread, cheese, and meat. That's it. It should be dry in the motherfucker, dog. If he eats pasta, it's just with butter and Parmesan and shit. Oh, nigga nasty,
let me know if it's trash or not. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I need.
He ain't gonna eat it. He ain't even gonna try it.
Not even for a CashApp.
No, hell no. That motherfucker ain't. Listen, if he put it on his tongue, he's gonna throw up. He ain't never had nothing other than bland before. Just being honest. I'll ask him though.
There we go right there. So I'll go ahead and start reading, right? According to the lawsuit, amid the TV roles, Tyler Perry began sending unwanted sexual text messages to Dixon. The lawsuit documents include screenshots of several of them. What's it going to take to give you to have guiltless sex? Have you found that yet in any therapy? Another one read, I would hope that you would let someone hold you. Oh, Jesus, it's disgusting as fuck. You are missing the best part of your years, my friend. Trust me. I hope you get past the block in your mind soon. Yeah, this right here sounds like some really gay shit. Yeah, He also wrote "Trying to Get You Off" to Dixon as well. So I think that's the gist for the most part of what I think is occurring here, right? You read any more towards
So was
the
he
bottom?
talking to a man? He was talking to a man?
Yeah. He was talking to another man when he was sending these text messages.
I said, so I got a question for y'all. Do y'all really think it was out of the realm that he would be fascinated or sexually attracted to men, considering he loved to dress in women's clothes?
I said
No.
earlier, based on the way he write his movies and the way he carry himself in his movies, and that the way he live his life, it seemed like to me I wouldn't be shocked if he was.
This is kind of like the biggest upset ever because we all knew he was a fucking freak anyway. So, dog, I thought it was something crazy, but I thought everybody knew he was gay.
That's an upset. That's an upset. I thought he was gay from the get go.
No, I'm talking about as far as it was some big explosion. Like I thought he was, because I thought the dude was going to have a text message saying he was actually laying in bed with him, like he said.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
This is where it gets me, bro, to think about, bro. Something ain't right about this type of shit. That's why I told you earlier, bro. When I see stuff like this, I gotta question it, bro. I mean, when you talk about it, there's nothing wrong with the conversation part of it, right? But once you get into that, let me ask y'all, seriously, what we just got through reading, bro, do that sound like something somebody would say, bro? That is about to come lay in the bed with you? Just asking. Or would you think it'd be a little bit more?
No, I don't. Because I mean, I was more aggressive than that. Shit. Throughout my life before I got married, the text messages I was sending, god damn, them bitches was raunchy. So that wasn't shit. That wasn't nothing. That's like a high school conversation. I don't know.
Tyler Perry about to make another $1 billion off this shit.
I got something to hit my goddamn brain.
You know,
now that LA, now the gays are getting involved in fucking scamming niggas out of money. That's crazy.
he about to make so much money off this shit.
Nigga, Tom, you is out of line, sir. You is out of line. You think they just now started this, sir?
No, but this is the biggest one we've seen.
No, it's not.
Well, who was bigger than it? What gay person, was bigger than this one?
You really want me to tell you? I can't believe you ain't thought about it.
This is a pause-ass conversation. I've never heard one in my life.
Besides Diddy.
You brought the shit up, bro. But this nigga Smollett.
That wasn't
shit.
it.
Was way bigger than this shit, bro. That nigga got, bro.
No.
It then came out to be something way different than what we thought. We thought it was somebody hanging this. We thought it was a black on white thing, and then when it came down to it, you throw the black and white thing out of it. What was it?
Hate crime.
It wasn't nothing. I didn't think it was anything about being gay. That wasn't what it was. And on top of that, I just thought it was stupid.
Wait.
They called him a fag and get out of my country, boy. Shit like that. They ain't had nothing to do with sex. The sexual part that went into it was the twin brothers was fags, and he was gay, and they the ones who did it.
Yeah, this ain't big. This is that Jesse Smollett is nowhere close to this right here.
Boy, you crazy.
I'm talking about the stature of the persons that are involved. It ain't bigger than goddamn Tyler Perry.
Did he?
Smollett, he wasn't even making $1 million.
What?
Smollett wasn't making over $1 million on his fucking shit.
I thought he was making. You might be right. I'm not sure how much he was making on Empire. Hold on.
Oh, them niggas was killing over there, dog.
No, there wasn't. That's why they was trying to re-up the fucking contract so they can get more money. Get my money, honey. Get my money, honey.
The money. Get that money.
But anyway, it's still not bigger than this one because this nigga's over $1 billion nigga. Smolye wasn't shit. Smolye. You think Smolye was bigger than this? For real?
Lord Jesus, you talking about the individual person that. Oh, the question was, nigga, what was bigger than this, sir? Not bigger than him, nigga. It's a lot of people who got way more money than Tyler Perry, right? And back in the day, it was way more people who had more money than the nigga did. We talking about the story. We talking about what it changed to and the dynamic of it. What is the dynamic of the story, bro?
I truly don't know.
Oh,
Tyler Perry chasing Bussy.
Yes,
that's pretty much the story.
Okay, and again, we thought when I was saying that we're talking about the narrative of the story, it come out to find out this nigga was doing nefarious stuff with the people who he claimed so-called did something to him. When they went to court and had to go through all that other shit, bro, that shit was big as shit. But we sitting here saying it wasn't, and we comparing it to a situation when it's an accuser saying something about a person. Then we already went over earlier the people who have been accused that's been black, right, of shit like this. And the point that I made was, again, this shit started when the motherfuckers start fucking with Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, and all these motherfuckers. When they start doing this thing, they start paying motherfuckers. Everybody start. It's a trend. Like, we can go ahead and we getting this settlement money, because back in the day when people try to do that shit, it did.
What happened? Hello? My mic working?
Yeah, you got Camille must have knocked something over.
I mean, I get what he's saying. I was just talking about the gay portion of it. I mean, that's what I was going with. I wasn't talking about overall, because I know there's been people who got more money than he does, or just about as much money as he does, that's been accused of certain things. But I'm saying those are usually females accusing these motherfuckers. Now we got the gays out there saying, yeah, I had some unwanted fucking text messages for this nigga. He's chasing my asshole juice. Yeah.
That's definitely not what he said, but okay. That was crazy.
I know, but still, it's the same thing. I didn't. All I'm saying is there wasn't a gay person that I've seen that said that accused someone, a man.
You don't think gay men accuse men of doing this shit all the damn time?
Name one.
A gay man that accused another gay man. What's the big dude? The big dude, Tracy Morgan. Tracy. The nigga that lift weight. Terry Crews.
Terry Crews.
Yeah.
What did he accuse someone of?
He says somebody made him grab big dick or something, or they grabbed his dick. Some old man
grabbed his dick. Yes, but he didn't sue no one. He didn't accuse no one of anything.
But he said it was somebody well known.
Sure, that's cool. That's why everyone was laughing at the nigga, because he didn't sue this nigga for nothing. He just took it. He just took the dick grab. Now, what I'm saying is, name someone that has accused a motherfucker with money that was gay of doing something nefarious.
What's the mayor or the governor of New York? Not governor of New York. What the fuck was his name?
Cuomo?
I know it was somebody. No. I got it. Give me a second. I got it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I got, because I know it is. I know I've seen it before.
I know, baby.
Nigga, fuck you. I know I've seen it before. Just give me a second.
You see how hard it is to make up the story you got going on there? The scenario you got going on?
It's not making it up when you try to remember.
Okay, well, just go ahead. Roll the next that motherfucking shit, nigga.
I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. Fuck you.
Well, go chat GPT that shit, nigga.
I don't even know how to ask that question. How many
Yeah,
famous
exactly.
men accuse other men of grabbing their junk? Yeah, I ain't gonna ask ChatGPT that question. That's gonna be crazy.
Wow, you scared to ask a computer a
Just
fucking
check,
question.
just check your normal, just check your normal history. It'll pop up.
John the Slow Baptist comedy. Jesus saves.
I don't want to say I'm right, but just go ahead and say I'm right, man.
I ain't never tell a nigger he was right before. It ain't gonna start now.
All right, well, prove me wrong.
I'm on vacation, bitch. I don't do research for the black.
I mean, it's okay.
I
I understand. I get it. I understand.
don't fucking do research for those niggas. What's wrong with you?
I agree with you. I don't know nothing, and I'm glad I don't know nothing. All I'm saying is, there's nothing been in the spotlight of two motherfucking grown ass motherfuckers talking about. I didn't want him to send me unwanted text messages talking about he eating my asshole juice. None of that shit ever.
Yeah, that definitely did not happen. That was crazy. There was no text messages that said that whatsoever that Lori ADS read. The fact that you just keep spreading that one is wild. I can't believe Bean picking up for the white man over the black man. That's kicking. That's crazy.
It's because he's in love with the white man. He know without the white man he wouldn't be what he is. Just like motherfucking JP said, I much rather take my motherfucking directions from a white man than you niggas. Yeah, that's how he feels. It's okay. I understand. He ain't wrong in feeling the way that he's supposed to feel. That's what he's supposed to feel.
The white man is gold to them. He said, yeah. He said, then he tried to act like the dude Hispanic with a last name of fucking Dixon. I said, now this is crazy.
What I was trying to do, and
I said, this is crazy.
And for today, I'm gonna go ahead and let it rock. Bitch ass niggas.
It was a good time. He tried to make excuses that the Mexican last name was Dixon. That's okay, dog. Which is wild. Yeah. I just never thought I'd see the day that white supremacy would take over.
Well, it's the day because Beans literally loves a white man, and it's okay.
How old are y'all?
All he has to do is say, I'll take cues from my white daddy. And I'll be like, yeah, that sounds about right. You know what I mean? I mean, does it sound wrong, y'all?
You're supposed to be beyond this. Like, this nigga whole beard is gray, and this other motherfucker is disabled in a whole other country. And y'all still think trolling is the thing to do at 5 in the afternoon?
It's 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Huh. I got somewhere to be. That's how much I didn't care about the shit you just said, sir. Disregarded everything because that was wild. Because you still took up for the white man over the black man. You can't excuse that away.
What the hell is up though with all these rich?
He actually really thinks someone cares about that shit.
That I took up for a white man that I thought was Hispanic.
Oh, you know what the white
talking about?
This is crazy.
That is dumb as hell.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. What's up with all these rich
shut up, Lord
black
ADS.
men?
Shut up, Lord ADS. We're talking about Beans right now. We're talking about
power bottoms.
Man, don't mute this jigaboo. We talking about Beans right now.
What's going on with these niggas?
And how much he love the white man.
Will not stand for this bullshit here. Y'all got to get y'all shit together.
I don't trust y'all as sources anymore. So let me ask
Let me ask ChatGPT.
Yeah,
He's
ask
gonna tell you
ChatGPT
you
why
don't
you
know
love
his.
your white daddy so much. How about you ask
He can tell you.
ChatGPT
He
that?
can't tell you it's ethnicity because it's white.
The guy Derek Dixon who is suing Tyler Perry, is that guy white or does he have some other form of ethnicity?
They're
Ask if
gonna
he's
tell you
Irish.
they're gonna tell you it's none listed.
Bitch, don't tell me. Oh my God.
Cause you asked that long ass fucking question.
The guy
says-
suing him, not Tyler Perry, the Derek Dixon guy, is that guy white or does he have
This
another
nigga.
ethnicity? Ain't that a bitch? she said that motherfucker is not famous. I don't know who you talking about. Damn. Derek told me to tell you, fuck you, ChatGPT. He told me to tell you, bitch, you know who I am.
He's Irish from NC, brother. I did the research for you. Y'all should pay me for doing such good research around here, but no one even acknowledges my work.
Bro, you the only motherfucker.
First of
I
all,
see
nigga,
saying this shit,
it's
I
only
can't
one
find
person.
it.
It's only one person, nigga, that gets paid, nigga, from the Do Dirty Nation, nigga, and she not here. So I don't know what the hell he appreciate you looking it up, but that's not gonna ever happen.
This motherfucker, maybe he is white.
Yeah, just put in if he's Irish from North Carolina, it'll come right up.
They keep bringing up this motherfucker from sports.
Quit. Just take my word from it. The light skin correlation has never misled you or led you astray. We have led you in the right direction this whole time. And it's about time y'all acknowledge that.
What's going on? Tell me what's going on.
That's wild.
This just makes me.
Damn, Yo Gotti and Angela Simmons broke up, man.
She love them thugs.
Thank God. Now I can hit that shit.
Yeah, that's a fact. Go ahead and find her.
Why don't you hit on the DM, Beans? I heard she was responding to local dudes. I heard she responding to dudes, man. You know, saying they ain't rich and famous. She just responding to dudes.
I'm just gonna pull up on her. I ain't hitting nobody.
Yeah, go ahead. See what she say. I mean, worst she can say is no.
That DM shit is for gay people. All right, let me listen to this since y'all scared to listen to it.
But yeah, though, this is just another case of the PBs. You know what I'm saying? That's the most shocking about all this. You know what I'm saying? That these dudes is really a bunch of. I didn't even think they was all like that, but it's like a lot of them are into that type of stuff, though.
Hey, his character. That's crazy. They said that his character on the show was a gay homeless dude. Wait, what did she say? Hold on. A gay homeless desperate store clerk who had to sleep with other characters for a place to stay. Yo, this shit cannot be written any fucking better. Like, this shit is wild.
Amazingly, you can't find nothing on the bullshit show on YouTube. Ain't that bad a bit? If you want to search it, you can. Just type in the Oval and then type in that nigga name afterwards. You won't find shit.
Yeah, the show was horrible, and he's a horrible actor. I mean, it's Tyler Perry shows suck. I mean, I tried watching them when they first came out, but I just could not get into that Medea shit. To me, it was just like you said, cross dressing, and I ain't with that shit, especially on a black man. You know what I'm saying? Stop putting this sexual deviance on us, right? You know what I'm saying? We just, you know what I'm saying? Why we always gotta wear the dress?
You are
You know what I'm saying?
deviant. You like wearing dresses, just like you normally do. It's okay. Just let your inner gayness out, sir. It's all right.
What? No, sir. No,
Oh,
sir, Bob.
you won't let your inner gayness out.
But I ain't got no inner gay. Only thing I got is inner happiness, nigga, inner peace. I ain't got none of
Isn't
that
that what?
homosexual spirit.
Isn't that
Now,
what gay
that's one
means?
of the messages I was thinking about. He texted
Isn't
him
that
and
what gay
said,
means?
no straight man would be going on long walks. Did she say and cooking for you? What?
What are you talking about, Beans?
Mm-hmm.
Right. No straight man would be going on walks with you or cooking dinner for you unless they wanted to F you, and I would F you.
Oh. Is that one of the things that Tyler sent out?
Now that's what I was saying earlier. Like, what do y'all expect for people to do? You expect for them to not talk like that?
I have a question. My question still stands. How did y'all not expect this from a man that wears a fucking dress in every goddamn movie that he was in? This is nothing. I mean, did y'all expect him not to be gay? I guess I don't understand it. I need some help.
Do you think Martin Lawrence is gay?
Married.
I think Martin Lawrence has gay fucking tendencies. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
You are.
Yeah, but that goes to the point I made earlier, though, Tom. If his audience is primarily women, why would he do anything to not make money? Because the shit he did for men, terrible. Alex Cross was the worst shit I've ever seen in my life. And that movie was built for men. Why wouldn't he keep on doing that shit that he's doing to get that box office hits for women? I don't think that necessarily means he's feminine, because I've never heard him once talk about being in a relationship with a man or a woman. Come to think about it.
Right.
He never once talked about it.
Which is a sign of
No, that's not true, LA.
Boy is a
because he was married to your girl for some years. He was married to your girl, and they got divorced a few years back. So he was actually married to a woman for about almost a decade.
Like this motherfucker be, all he ever do is ask us irrelevant ass questions. Everybody on this panel probably assumed that the man was going both ways, if not full flaming, but that ain't the point. The point is he being sued as if it was uninvited. That's the thing, is that I don't give a fuck, straight or gay at this point. They basically saying, all you niggas that made it to $1 billion, we coming for you.
Well, how did you get this? That's why I looked up earlier what made it fall through. And I will give you credence, because I had to shut my black mouth, because they did pull out. But how are you saying anytime a black person want to do this? Did they knock Jay-Z down yet? Or I'm genuinely asking.
It ain't like they didn't throw his name under the bus.
Well, let me say this about Jay-Z too, and it kind of, like I said, y'all making some good points. But one thing, have Jay-Z tried to buy a whole team? Or
that's what I just was thinking.
Or do this nigga keep on partnering with every motherfucking body to get his money?
That's what I was just wondering. That's
what does Jay-Z own outright without somebody with him? That's what I've been trying to figure out for the longest, because everybody be talking about how much money this nigga got.
Rockefeller Records, right? Doesn't he on Rockefeller? Is he the sole
proprietor by himself? So Rockefeller was a conglomerate of motherfuckers that came together.
Oh shit!
It wasn't it just like the other one he had with Dame Dash and all the rest of them niggas. That's subpar company that He ended up leaving with Dane, and Dane threw that bitch all the way away, put all the money on his teeth. But I'm trying to think of that. Because like I said, it's something about that, bro. Who owns something outright? Do Bezos own all of his? How many shares do Bezos own of his shit?
Well, that's but that's a different. You're
51%.
jumping into a different lane because now you're talking about a company being public, and then that's different, right? So it absolutely changed it versus public versus private. But the point I thought you were making in the beginning, because I believe that's the smart move. The smart move is not to try to own some shit outright, to earn enough where you have a say, you can get some money, and then you can come from up under that shit without it being a headache for you. That's what he's been able to do with all of that shit. The alcohol brands, all of that shit. It's the owning enough where you making bread off of it, you know, and then come from up under it. You can position a sale for it, whatever. You can make some money, and then you can move around, do something different, you know. That's the smart way to play the game, particularly as a black person in this country and in this world, because ownership is not in the cards.
Boy, that sounded retarded as hell.
Yesterday, I found out about another motherfucking city, Los Angeles, California, where black people had moved there, built it up, had everything going on. You know, I was talking about that dollar circulating in the community 20 times, all that type of shit. And guess who came over there and railroaded, right? That's what I'm saying. That ownership shit is not for you as a demographic in this country. You just like, no, you might as well play the game the right way like Jay-Z did. None of that shit was his name. Rockefeller, Armadale, Ace, Rockawell, the Nets, all this shit that he had his hand in, none of that shit was his name, it wasn't him. It's fucking smart, man. Get your money and get out the way. Now he might not have the history. Like when we look at Bill Cosby and we look at Diddy, you can't ignore the history. It is what it is. That's the shit that they getting hung with, right? Is what they've done historically. You know? But I don't know. I'm on the fence with Bill Cosby because I know the shit that he was doing was wrong, but at the same time, I don't think the intent was to hurt or to take.
Wait, what? He's only doing what rich men have always done, man. I don't understand why we put this emphasis on these guys and them living their lives, right, as men at their status. You know what I'm saying?
No, you don't get but putting drugs in people's drink is, and like I said, I know guys who did it, but it wasn't, you know, like knock a bitch out, she wake up and can't remember nothing, drink drugs.
But who's to even say that even happened? He confessed to the
nigga did that
right?
shit, bro. Like he did that.
So we going to assume that without even type of legal evidence to that?
He did that shit, bro.
Show me the legal evidence. I believe you. What's legal evidence?
I don't need it because I get to use my own brain. He did.
Because there is none.
I don't need any. He did that shit.
So you think not being rich is just going to be attractive within itself?
Lesser men than him.
Hold on, Lord ADS. Lord ADS, he's doing the same thing that white people do. He assumes the worst out of black people. It's okay. I can't believe this. The pro-black motherfucker is wishing, negatively on another black man. Sounds about right.
You know that this shit does not add to your show, right, DoDirty? Like it brings down the value of the show.
Hey, it's not me the one saying it. You said he did it without no evidence, no proof, no nothing.
I wasn't talking about that. So
no, I'm talking about the trolling part.
I'm not trolling.
That shit just brings down the show. It's just dumb.
Okay, just because you don't like it, it's okay.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't like it. It brings down the show.
Okay, well, I don't like you blaming Bill Cosby for something that you ain't got no proof of.
Actually, I do. It's called my own brain.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Well,
so Beans is making
did
the
that shit.
determinations now. Okay.
What you thinking, John? You been over there quiet. I know you over there thinking about some shit. He probably over there fucking with the truck still. He said he'll let us know when he come back.
And what he gonna say? Nothing.
This nigga.
Come on, man. Like, what we lying for? These motherfuckers ain't entertaining or enlightening. Let's just be honest.
This nigga is crazy.
Just be talking and trolling for no fucking reason, not add no value to the conversation.
So Beans. So what you saying is that your content is going worldwide, right?
Absolutely.
At 20 people a pop.
Absolutely. I've had people from other sides of the globe tell me that I saved their life. Have you? Nope. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I have actually. I served in
the military. Yeah, right.
You being making
it
content that sometimes halfway decent, but most of the time it's
right.
We save other people's lives from around the country, so I'll go there. Have you did that? Yeah, fucking content. I actually did it in real life.
Right, you saved the motherfuckers who was over there doing the same damage you was doing. Congratulations.
Absolutely not. They were actually locals from over there, motherfucker. I saved people that live in those areas.
We did all this.
Motherfuckers who you blew up, you saved them from the bombs you dropped.
We did all
this. No, we saved them from the bomb that the other motherfuckers that was in that area dropped.
Well, please, you ain't convincing me of that shit.
Oh, poor baby. Yeah. Poor baby. You can't take
it. That would be you.
Oh, baby.
That actually would be you. Between the two of us, who got blew up? Me or you?
Hey, right, who wasn't scared to leave this goddamn area? Me or you?
That would be you, po baby, not me.
No, po baby. No, I
didn't go kill random people. That would be you. You gotta live with that shit. That's why you such a troll.
No, I don't.
Because you trying not to think about all that negative shit.
What's wrong with defending yourself in a combat situation?
He ain't got the balls to do it.
Spread it.
He ain't got the balls to do it.
I wish you would stop talking down on folks who
help get away with it
in the military.
It's just he ain't got the balls to do it. It's okay. We understand that most of these niggas out here ain't got no balls. They much rather look down on each other and Bill Cosby for being an upstanding citizen, and then worse, rather than tell these sorry ass niggas over here killing each other in these neighborhoods, they sorry ass niggas. They wanna say, oh, it's the white man's fault that y'all's in these streets out here killing each other. The white man and
yep,
that shit.
Just so you know, it's 85% of your brothers.
No, it ain't. My brother, I'm gonna tell you what my brother do. He get on the video game and play games. That's what he do.
Yeah, ain't fought shit. Ain't went nowhere. Ain't stood no post. Ain't stormed no beaches. Ain't did.
That's
shit.
A whole fact. What's your point?
That 85% of your brothers is cowards.
No, he ain't crying and complaining like you, but the white man and put us in a position where we always ownership is not in our cards and that shit. You know,
what they got to do with him being a coward?
Because you the only guy to talk about the shit.
He's still a coward.
No, you the coward.
Of the two of us, who's talking about it? Me or him?
You.
Exactly. So, like I said, we know who the coward is.
You.
Right? The motherfucker that ain't saying nothing about it, and the motherfucker that get with the game.
That's literally what you said. Ain't no one else about that shit up with you.
And death into other regions across the world. Y'all the cowards.
Oh.
Y'all the cowards.
Oh, so you can
go there with guns and grenades.
This country with first world standards. Jeez, man. Talk about ungrateful.
Hey, we went over to Afghanistan and fought people that had pots and pans.
They had more than pots and pans, nigga.
Guns.
But at least we did that. You didn't do shit. You done nothing but collect off the American government this whole time.
Absolutely.
You've been living off us.
That's absolute. See, this is why I said I'm so glad when y'all talk. See, the difference between me and you is I don't gotta lie. You gotta lie. I'm 48 years old.
So everybody here is lying beans except
absolutely.
For you. You're
the
I'm
only
48 years old.
Person. Ask your man. He know. Ask him how long I've been getting government assistance. And watch this. Your bitch ass get it too. His bitch ass get it too. But you want to make fun of getting
I don't get it. I don't get any government
You get
assistance.
it. Every last
No,
one
I
of you
don't.
hoes get government assistance, but y'all want to
No, I
keep
don't.
talking shit about you a liar.
No, don't argue the point.
fucking
Let him
liar.
argue with
Damn
himself.
sure
He's
don't.
just trying to justify food stamps.
You a fucking liar, nigga.
Hey,
Beans is
prove
just
it,
trying
nigga.
to
You a liar.
justify
The
EBT
fucking
cards
truth
and
ain't in you,
food
nigga.
stamps.
Prove it, nigga.
You Satan. I know
Prove it,
you.
nigga.
You always talking about how you got blown up, so I know for a fact your ass getting disability. Fuck out of here,
No, I don't.
liar.
I do not get Social Security disability, sir. I do not.
Yeah, I bet you get disability.
Put some money on it.
I ain't betting shit
Oh, why not?
because I don't got to.
Put
Motherfucker ain't never. You ain't finna convince me
your
that
money up.
90% of you motherfuckers ain't got no injuries, get disability. You actually got one and don't get it. Get the fuck out of
Absolutely. Put some money on it.
Beans, not everybody's trying to
here. Well,
leech
that's
off
on
the
you then,
government.
fam. I mean, congratulations. You the one dumb motherfucker that don't want to get paid for an actual injury. That's on you. I ain't got shit to do with that. While the rest of your homies getting paid for made up injuries.
Beans, you getting paid for injuries?
Absolutely.
Hello. How are you guys doing?
You must be on the phone.
Hello.
Call.
I was about to say I don't get no government assistance. I wish I could. I need some of that shit.
Shit, who don't?
And they just won't let me get it.
You don't deserve it.
What the fuck are we talking about? I don't even know what talking.
I can't even say nothing back to you. God damn. How you doing? Yeah, that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. Fuck it.
OG, I'm about ready to go hit the gym, brother. Thank you for having me up.
What did they say? I didn't hear nothing.
All right, bro.
Is Uncle T talking to us?
I have no idea.
Yes. What did y'all say? I didn't hear no one say nothing.
Nothing really, but can you hear us now?
Yeah, I hear you now. I mean, it was dead air for like goddamn 20 seconds.
Oh shit! I thought you was talking to somebody at work or something. The way that shit was coming on. No, OG said, shit, I wish I could get some government assistance. I said, nigga, you don't deserve it.
I couldn't say nothing back to him. Fuck it, I guess. I ain't got nothing. I ain't crazy. Nigga, I ain't got no injuries. Yeah, I'm out of that.
Type shit, bro. Listen, I wish if I could get something for everything I got going on, I'd be doing real well.
Yeah, I'm just
bullshit.
A small place, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Got to keep on working and working and working. Something can do.
Where your brother go, OG?
Where who go?
Where your brother LA go?
I don't know.
Oh, goddamn. So did we ever go over what were those the only text messages that they put out there that was said?
Yes, I don't know.
I just know the ones that they was talking about on whatchamacallit. I just went back and listened to it. That's why I was bringing up that particular one, because that's why I was making my argument. Like, what do y'all expect for these motherfuckers to do? Like, okay, in his case, he already gotta be secretive about his sexuality.
Well, why would he have to be secretive? He was married. Why would he have to be secretive? I mean, everyone know he liked to dress up as a woman, an old woman at that. So, I don't know.
You listening to yourself? You just said he was married.
He was married. So why would he have to be secret? He divorced a long time ago, though, like 10 years ago.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so what people do, but I don't know if y'all understand this, but what people do is they be building brands, right? It's not really just like they producing a product. They actually building a brand, right?
Yeah, but his brand, most people thought he was gay already anyway.
Yeah, but that's irrelevant, right? In the beginning, it don't matter what the people think. It matters what you putting out there, what you showing them, right? Because remember, he was all on the religious shit. And even though it's some people
What?
who come out and his whole shit been based in religion. What are you talking about? The
I thought it
whole
was
time this
based
shit
in.
been based in religion.
I didn't know it was based in religion because I didn't get how it was based in religion. I got based in traumatic sorrows and black people woes. I got that. I didn't get religion out of it.
Bro, 90%. Y'all do remember that Tyler Perry started doing this shit.
Yes, I do remember the play started about churches. Yes, I do remember that.
So the point is that 90% of the motherfuckers who was even in his plays was from churches. Right? All them singing ass motherfuckers, all them motherfuckers who acting and shit, all them motherfuckers was from churches and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a big ass giant fan like that, so I couldn't tell you.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. So you got this whole Christian thing going on, right? It's not really necessarily, or at least at that time, maybe now you might think it's different. But in the beginning, at that time, it definitely would have been good for the brand.
Well,
right?
the brand, but when he was doing those plays, he was married. That's what I'm saying. He was married then. So to think that he'd been divorced, I think I don't know how long he'd been divorced, but he'd been divorced for a while. So to think that his whole brand was, I mean, I don't even think anyone really gave a damn about technically the brand because he moved pretty much to producing. That's why he had that big ass fucking studio and shit. I would think he went to more of that positioning versus his brand and making movies. Even though Straw was trash, if that was a Tyler Perry movie, trash.
Like it's gonna be some people that's gonna argue that even that was a sign, but it really wasn't. It made sense for him to do the studio in Georgia. That just made sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised. I'm surprised more black people didn't get their own studio together. That's what I don't understand that shit. That to me was me.
So if your whole brand, it's like I said, if right now we had a few people who've done debates and shit that have been, homosexual preachers or whatever, but who's the big celebrity gay preacher?
That would be what that motherfucking name from Texas. I wish I would. Have you ever been TD Jakes? Have you ever been swallowed up?
See what I mean?
Or what one dude? What is his name? Smart guy say TD Cakes.
Y'all do know that there's no such thing as a gay Christian, right?
Yeah, that nigga.
Well, see what I mean? Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? I need some new friends, bro. This shit is crazy. This motherfucker, he ain't said shit in 30 minutes and jump right back on and say the most ignorantest shit ever.
Right, just because you disagree with it?
No, your Bible disagrees with it.
Disagrees with what?
That's crazy for you to say that shit out loud, bro.
What did John about to say?
And by the way, TJ's married, got a wife.
That don't mean he ain't a dick licker.
That's the point. Thank you for making it for me. By your own account, the biggest gay preacher out there is married and ain't came out. So that's what I'm saying.
He has came out a whole bunch of times. You ain't see him grab motherfucking P. Diddy's ass?
On some levels, that shit is still taboo.
What level would that be? How many asses have you grabbed, sir?
When you talking about fucking somebody's brand being
No. How many black men?
I'm not responding to you. I'm making my own statement. I'm not responding.
You said it was irrelevant. It's not. When your actions prove that you're gay. Hold on. When your actions prove that you're gay, that's what motherfuckers will think of you. And so he was over there grabbing Diddy's ass. It's not my fault that people think he gay. It's his.
Did Michael Jackson touch little boys?
Sure.
Right, exactly. But you don't have any proof.
Well, the evidence said that they did. I didn't say it. The evidence of the witnesses said that they touched the booty. I'm not saying I
Right.
seen it. They
Right.
said it.
Right, which was the same thing that applied in the Bill Cosby case, and yet you told me that was me demonizing a good upstanding citizen.
Yeah, because you demonize a good upstanding citizen.
Mm-hmm.
But me personally, I don't think Michael Jackson touched little boys. I don't think so. No. That's what people said. I've actually seen TD Cakes touch a grown man's ass.
Stop.
You want me to show you the picture?
No, don't care.
Oh,
that motherfucker dropped down. You better head drop down, John the Baptist, because I was about to go scorched earth on your ass.
oh, okay.
This motherfucker's out of his mind.
What did he say? I don't know what he say.
He said you can't be a gay Christian.
That's true. You can't.
You can't.
Yeah, y'all out of y'all fucking minds.
No scorched earth now.
You can't be professed to be gay and Christian.
Yeah, you're a liar.
No, they are. They who say it are liars.
No, that means anybody that is committing any kind of sin can't be a Christian.
They can't be a professing sinner and a Christian at the same time. You can't. You cannot profess to be. You cannot profess to be what your sin is, and accept it and adopt it as a lifestyle and call yourself a Christian too. No, you can't do that.
Yeah, you absolutely can. Right, and
no.
Here's the reason why. Here's the reason why. Because the problem with your religion is that your religion needs salvation, and in order for you to need salvation, you have to be amongst the wretched. So it don't even matter if they proclaiming it. The fact of the matter is that they may have not come along yet. You know how many people have been proclaiming it and then changed up? I just interviewed a chick that was like that. Now, technically, she ain't a Christian, but I'm just saying she spent a good portion of her adulthood in relationships with women, only to stop doing it and be with a man and start having children and shit. So there's no way you can't be doing that same thing and be confessing Christ as your Lord and Savior. You can absolutely be doing those same things.
Yes, but then you can also be lying while you're doing it too.
Yeah, according to you, because you don't want to, because you want to say that it ain't true. But
no, what I'm saying to you is, if you profess to be your sin, then you can't be a Christian because you're not trusting in Christ. No, so you can. No, according to the teaching, you cannot profess to be. I cannot profess to be a sinner, and also at the exact same time say I'm a Christian. Now you can do it verbally out of your mouth, right? But then when you tell that lie, you are just most definitely know that you are lying when you do it.
So you think in your opinion, you have to follow every single thing in the Bible in order to be a Christian?
No, you didn't hear the words I said.
I didn't ask about what you said. I'm asking you a whole new question.
So ask me the question one more time.
So you have to follow every single rule in the Bible in order to be a Christian?
No.
Okay. So the fact that you don't have to follow every single rule in the Bible is exactly why you're wrong here.
No, right? I'm not wrong. Just because you make a statement and don't understand, don't make you right. I answered your question. I answered your question because you asked the question. But just because you don't know the question that you're asking and how you ask it, and I give you the answer that you're looking for, doesn't mean you're still right though.
No, I'm not right. You're right. You said that you don't have not following everything in the Bible will not eliminate you from being a Christian. I agree with you 100%.
If I say that if you break one rule in the Bible, that doesn't mean you're not a Christian, then what else can be true? Because I also said you can't be a professing sinner.
Mm-hmm.
So which means that if a person who believes they are professing sinner, meaning they're trying to own an identity that separates themselves from Christ. Right. A person who messes up but doesn't okay, for example, so if a person, let's say if I go out there and look at a woman And if I look at that woman and then I repent for looking because I'm actually don't want to live that lifestyle. I know that is wrong, and I profess that my actions are wrong, even though I did it. I'm saying that this is something I'm fighting against. I don't accept this. I don't profess to be a womanizer. I denounce being a womanizer, and I realize it's a struggle that I'm fighting against. So therefore, you can be a sinner, not do everything right, but you don't profess to be that thing. I profess to be a Christian.
I'm not sure why you're explaining that again, like we didn't understand it the first time. But again, instead of trying to regurgitate your old point, follow the logical thinking. So if you don't have to follow every single thing in the Bible, right? In order for you to not be a Christian, then, or in order for you to be a Christian, right? Then the next question would be, then what makes you a Christian? Well,
what makes okay? I thought you asked me. I didn't know you were going to answer it. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's because you're gonna give me the TD Jakes version, and I want to give them the one word version, and that's belief.
Belief in what?
Christ.
Yes.
The faith
So
of
now,
the mustard seed, right?
okay. So now you're following Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Does Christ
No, not following, believing.
Okay, so if you believe in Christ, if you believe in Christ, do you have to be perfect?
No, because you can't be anywhere.
You can't be what?
You can't be.
Correct. So what the statement that I made, and I'm sticking to the statement.
I know that's the problem. You keep one. I just told you keep want to go back to the statement you made instead of just following
again as I said, I'm following the logic.
Okay.
So again, what I'm saying to you is, you can't be a professing sinner.
We heard that. It doesn't matter how many times you say that. That's what I'm trying to see if you can just follow the logic now. We heard that. Now,
okay, go ahead.
Okay, so now we know that, like you just said, you don't have to follow every single rule. You ain't gonna be perfect, none of that. But what makes you a Christian is your belief in Christ. That's what makes you a Christian. Literally, is your belief in Christ.
Okay,
right?
So your belief in Christ, correct? And believing what did Christ do?
I want you to. You're not letting me follow the logic. Like that's what I'm trying to.
Go ahead. I'll follow you. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So what I'm saying is this. Now that we got to the part where you understand that the thing that makes you a Christian is believing in Christ. The reason why we know you can't be perfect. You're not going to follow all the rules, but also people don't believe the same thing that it takes to be a Christian. People don't believe that every single thing written in that Bible they have to follow, or they even should follow. They don't even believe that every single thing in that Bible came from God. People don't. I don't care how many times they say it, they don't, because we see them ignore the scriptures over and over and over again. Now, not all of the scriptures are saying that it's sin if you don't follow this, but at the same time, they don't follow the shit. 1 Timothy 2:12. How many female preachers and pastors are there? Right? So what I'm saying is the same way how people don't believe that they should sleep in a whole nother room, or that their wife should sleep in a whole nother house when she on her period, is the same way how some people don't believe that them being homosexual is preventing them from having a relationship with Christ or being able to believe in Christ. It all boils down to belief.
So what do you think? So you tell me, describe belief.
Yeah.
What does belief, according to podcast, what is belief that you derive from the Bible?
Yes, it means accepting and prescribing to.
Okay, so now, what should Christians believe about Jesus?
I don't know. That's on y'all. Whatever you choose to. I can't tell you what to believe. And you see, that's the point. Is that
like I said, that's why I used that, and you didn't address it because you know you've been married all these years. You ain't never once said, baby. The Bible said you ain't supposed to sleep in the same room with me when you're on your period. You ain't never said that.
Yeah, but okay, so because in relationship to Jesus Christ, it's not about rules and regulations. Rules and regulations was Old Testament. So yes, there are some rules and regulations that we could not keep because of our human nature.
Right.
And God understood this is why and so every time there was a rule or regulation broke in the Old Testament, there was a sacrifice that was made on your behalf for the sin that you committed. So now that we move into the New Testament, because God knew that we couldn't keep all the rules and regulations, he says there would be no more blood sacrifices. Jesus Christ would be the last sacrifice. For all of the wrong that you've done, Jesus Christ would be the last sacrifice. So therefore, your belief is in him now. Not the work that you did before in the Old Testament, but the work that he did now in the New Testament, meaning that the blood that he shed, the teaching that he taught, the way that he walked, this is what we believe now. So we believe in that. So therefore, when I struggle with a sin, so if I have a sin, I lay that sin down at his feet. That sin, he takes that sin from me and he gives me his righteousness. So I believe for Jesus that when I profess my sin to him and I repent to him, therefore, I cannot profess to be a Christian and a sinner at the same time, because in order to be a Christian and believe in Jesus, I have to turn in my belief about my sin.
No, then see again, that's wrong. You're always a sinner because you're never perfect. You're always a sinner.
Okay, but then listen to what I'm saying. But those who profess to be sinners, those who find identity in their sinners. Okay, for example, like the alphabet community. Their identity is in their sin. They're professing to be their sin. You can't profess to be your sin. You have to denounce your sin and your identity of sin in order to believe in Christ. You can't carry both at the same time.
I mean, I get it though, because y'all preachers think you got to repeat shit 30 times. So you can aggressively say profess as much as you want to. I understand the point that you're making by saying that. Again, what I just tried to convey to you is that they don't believe it's a sin.
Can't help what they believe. I can't what they believe.
But that's the point. That's what I'm saying. If it is my belief, if it is my belief, right, that I believe that God made me this way. He must have wanted me to be this way, or why else would I be this way?
Because of their free will. That's why they're that way.
No. See, that's not free will though. If he made me that way,
that's what they're saying.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
and I try my best not to gaslight folks. I do. I try my best. It's hard. I'm not perfect at it, but I try my best not to. But I've never been gay. So if I want to know, hey man, how long have you known, man? Since the time or the age when you can tell that you like other people, I've known. That's what they saying. What the fuck I'm supposed to say? No, you wrong. You lying. Who the fuck am I to tell them that? I gotta take their word for it.
So you say you don't know what it's like to be gay, right? Cool, and I agree with you. I don't know what it's like to be gay either. I'm gonna ask you a question though. Have you at any point in your life ever been a womanizer?
I don't know, man. Because I honestly, I thought I knew what that word means, but the older I get, the more I realize a lot of times we be using words and don't even actually know what they mean. Like misogyny, right? Meaning the hatred of women, right? I never knew that until fucking red pill space, right? So I don't know. What does womanizer mean?
I'm finna look it up right now, but my tablet don't want to work right now. So I'm finna look it up right now so we can have the right definition of what womanizer means. But for some reason my tablet went out.
Yes, and then and it'd be some.
I can't look it up because my tablet doing new install right now, so I can't look it up on my tablet.
I'll look it up. So a womanizer, according to the Oxford Language Dictionary,
is a man who engages in numerous casual sexual affairs with women. But then the scripture that they use is a notorious womanizer who married 4 times, right? So, I mean, if it's just a man who engages in numerous casual sexual affairs with women, then okay. But we both know there's a way more negative connotation on the word womanizer, right? That usually equates more to usury, you know what I'm saying? Gigolo, shit like that. But
So
according to this definition, yes.
So let's just go to the womanizing part of it. So let's say a man says that he's a womanizer and a follower of Christ. Now, the Bible teaches against adultery, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sorry. The Bible teaches against fornication. Well, teaches against adultery too, but
Yeah.
it teaches against fornication, sex before marriage. So if a man professes to be a womanizer and practice teaching that goes against Jesus' following, is he actually following Christ, or is he following his own flesh and spirit, his own flesh?
So it would be the latter. But the problem is you have to show me where in Jesus' words it's saying don't be gay.
Homosexuality is abomination?
No, you said Jesus' words. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta tell me. I ain't never heard that from Jesus.
So I want to make sure clear what we're doing, because I'm not gonna go down this road you're going down there. So are you making an argument because are you saying because Jesus didn't say the words, so therefore Jesus didn't teach? Is that the argument that you're making?
Absolutely. You just said if the man isn't following Jesus's words. That's what you said, not me.
Correct. I got you. That's why I want to make sure of what the teaching. I want to make sure the argument that you was making.
Right.
Cool.
So
I know what I said.
If you say if a person says I'm a follower of Jesus and Jesus said don't do this and they doing it, then they phony, right? But to my knowledge, I could be wrong. I ain't read the whole Bible. I've never heard nobody say Jesus said don't do this.
Okay, so I'm not gonna go too deep in doctrinal talk right now but okay, so but I say this a little bit and I'll move on from it. When Jesus, God the Father, and the Holy Spirit all represent each other. So whenever you see Jesus speaking, you hear God speaking or the Holy Spirit speaking. Now that's a doctrine. I'm not gonna go too deep into. So therefore, throughout Genesis to Revelation, whenever Jesus speaks, God speaks, or the Holy Spirit speaks, you actually see each other speaking. So whenever God in Romans, when you see, I think it's Romans, when it says that homosexuality is an abomination, okay, that's a doctrine. That's a doctrine of God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit.
And this is exactly why these people can do whatever they want to, because y'all can just make shit up as you go along.
And if that's your argument, then I can't argue against that.
When Jesus was on the cross, who was he talking to?
His Father.
Okay, then. So
well, actually, in several conversations, he was talking to his father. He was talking to the people that was in front of him. He was talking to his mother. Depending on what point it depending on what point of the cross you was talking about.
No, you answered it exactly how you knew I was asking it, right? So what I'm saying is, do you know what that implies? I just want to see real quick if you can, but I'm not trying to hold you. It is something specific. I'll say it if you just want me to.
So if you're saying what that implies is they're separate people, is that what you're implying?
Absolutely. They have separate consciences. Absolutely. Or he would have never had to speak to his father. He wouldn't have had to. That means they have separate consciences.
Okay, so
you can't say, just because you want it to be true, that when God was saying something over here, well, that was Jesus talking to. You don't get to do that.
Okay, so the text, I can't look it up on my tablet. It's installing something right now. Actually, stop. But there's one text that says that I and my Father are one.
Mm-hmm.
So what is Jesus saying there? And I'm trying to find a text with my tablet it was installed, so it's now trying to let it open up again. But you can look it up if you can, because my tablet's still doing something crazy.
Mhm.
It's still installing. That's what it is.
So you talking about John 10:30?
Yeah, that's it. You can read the whole verse if you want to, because I can't remember the verse to go around it.
It says what you says. I and the Father are one. Right?
And
It's
so
talking about the divine unity, right? But in order for there to be a unity, the entities have to be what first?
just say it. What you want to say? Yes. Okay. So when Jesus came down from heaven and put on human flesh, therefore, this is doctrine teaching again. So therefore, he walked around in human flesh. Yes.
Right.
He gave up his Godhead, but not his God nature, but not his nature. Him and his father still have the same nature, which is why he says in John 10:30, I think you said 10 and 30. I can't look at it see. He says, I and my Father are one. Meaning that we have the same conscience, the same spirit, the same thought, the same. We believe the same. Whenever you see him, you see me.
I mean, listen, I'm not going to try to change your mind on that. I'm just talking about this is why people say you can't use logic with the Bible, which is the reason why I can't put my faith in the Bible. Because I believe I should absolutely be able to put my faith in what is logical. So that's what I'm saying. If that's what you want to take away from it, that's fine. I'm not going to try to change your mind. But what is logical is if they were able to poke you and you were bleeding and in pain and eventually died, you were a separate entity. They can't do that to God. So this is something else, this thing in the flesh. And this thing in the flesh was delivering its own message. And during the time when it was delivering this message, it didn't cover homosexuality. As far as I know, again, if somebody could bring up a scripture that I might not know about, I ain't gonna pretend to know them all, right? It's a lot of, and this is the problem, a lot of those scriptures in the Bible, like 1 Timothy 2:12, right? The scriptures that say man shall not lay with man, and a woman shouldn't be in the same house with a man when she's menstruating. All of those scriptures, none of those were God talking. Like, not even from the writer's perspective was it God talking. It was the men they were writing about talking. And this is the justification that women use for not adhering to 1 Timothy 2:12. It's the justification that homosexuals use for not adhering to the scripture about man shall not lay with man as woman, right? All of these different scriptures is like, oh, well, man said that, man wrote this and that, right? So they don't have to believe, or they don't accept. I call it all phony. It's all phony to me. I'm just trying to have a respectable conversation with you. And I'm saying, from my perspective, from a logical mindset, no, the fact that you are a sinner, professed or otherwise, is exactly why you get to be a Christian. Because you get to earn the salvation, even if that takes to your last breath. That's the reason why, besides the fact that this is a Christian country, a lot of people cling to that religion. We live in a country where people have access to damn near all the religions, and they still choose this one even after learning about the other ones, because what they see with the other ones is what? Way more discipline, way more accountability. But in this one, hey, you could jump off a building. If you say 3 Hail Marys and forgive me, Father, before you hit the ground, you get to go to heaven. That's the message. So I'm not trying to change your mind. We're just having a spirited debate. I appreciate it. But logically, what I'm saying is, if I don't believe, if the whole
basis of my faith is belief, and I don't believe that God would make me this way and not want me to be this way, even if at some point it's meant for me to come from up under this thing. It's meant for me to change my mind. Guess what that's going to become? My testimony. So at the end of the day, I think you could be whatever you want to be and be a Christian.
And that would be, and that's what we call heretical teaching in Christian denominations. And there are many verses I won't go into them right now, but yeah, there are many verses that show that you can't be with everything you want to be and be a Christian. But I understand why you're saying it though, because, and I'm not even ignorant to this, because I've been in church for most of my life, and this is a conversation I hate having, because I know why people believe the way you believe. I'm not saying there's no legitimate reason for you to believe what you believe.
Mm-hmm.
There's been enough people professing to be Christians who called themselves Christians, who did what they wanted to do and live life how they wanted to live, for you to have the belief that you have.
Mm-hmm.
I also understand too that those people who do that is one of the reasons why I don't respond to organized religion, because organized religion has painted this picture with that you see right now, and as you said in your explanation earlier, that that you can be a professing Christian and a professing sinner and be what you want to be and be a Christian. That's one of the reasons why I can't see why you see what you see, why you say what you said. It's just that I know that the people who do that do a disservice to what the Bible is actually teaching and what Jesus is actually teaching and what the Spirit of God is like. Spirit.
Let me ask you this, and don't get frustrated when I ask you.
I'm not.
Okay. Can you own slaves and be a Christian?
Can you own slaves and be a Christian?
Mm-hmm.
In the text, it talks. Paul mentioned that in the text. I think is in Galatians or where is he mentioning that? He mentions that if you, I think it's chapter 6 too. What verse? What that book is that in? But and short answer to your question, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say that that's worse than homosexuality. I think I would say slavery is worse than homosexuality. Like I'm thinking in my mind, what would I rather see? Would I rather see, half the population enslaved or half the population gay?
So, and I know you already know this, the doctrine, the teaching behind that. So it don't make a difference to go into it again, because it ain't gonna change your mind. But again, it's not the same. There's not the same relationship it's not the same relation as it would be to have slavery that we saw in the U.S. So I'm not going to try to go into that, because I know to you it's not going to make a much difference anyway, because you only going to see it one way either way. And I'm not trying to be facetious. I'm only just saying I know it's not worth getting into that conversation. Yeah, but Paul was writing, addressing several issues in that situation, because he felt like in the time was coming. He was saying that even I'm trying to remember that verse. That whatever situation you find yourself in, because of what's about to happen immediately as far as salvation, he was saying you need to focus on this more than that. So if you're married, don't look to be divorced. If you're single, don't look to get married, because what's coming next is going to be more important than what your physical flesh is going through.
Yeah, when I put it in the terms of would I rather half of the population be enslaved or half of the population be enslaved, that made me want to say I'd rather they be enslaved. That is crazy. That I'm sitting here thinking it's better to be enslaved than to be gay. Damn. I don't know if that's me processing or if that's me connected to the program about homosexuality. But right now I'm thinking like, shit, they slaves. Maybe they can one day not be slaves and at least they'll be straight. Shit. I don't know, man. I mean, damn, I just really just confused my own self. But I'm just saying, like, I do think though that if you can own slaves and be a good Christian, yeah, you can be gay. Like, it is what it is. Can you be a teacher? I don't think you should be a teacher. I don't think you should be a preacher. I don't think you should be an apostle, bishop, evangelist. I don't think you should be none of that shit. Now, this is my opinion. I'm saying I don't think you should be none of that shit. I don't think you should be standing in front of particularly younger congregations, right? Because at some point, you're going to want to insert your own personal message, you know, and I do think that's problematic. But like I say, the whole basis of the faith is salvation, right? Which to me is kind of demented, seeing as how the salvation that you need comes from the circumstances that the same God that you're praying to created. So that's kind of like,
okay. So I got to ask you a question. I got to pause. I want you to explain to me what you mean that the same God that we're praying to is created the situation. What do you mean when you say that?
well, it's like the military. They go over to a country, they bomb the motherfucker, then they brag about rescuing the people from the rubble, right? So it's like in this situation, you created these specific entities, whether that be the angels who became the devil and demons, and then mankind, right? And then you put mankind in the space where your enemy could get to them, right? All of this had to be done intentionally. There's no way around this. Nobody can argue that it's not intentional because everybody believes that God is omniscient. So that means if he did it, he intended it. Everything that happened, he intended it. There's no way around it because I already know. It's not like I didn't know. Then you could make the argument that it wasn't intended. But if I know, that's intention. So I did this to you, right? I put you in this circumstance. Then I'm telling you to pray to me for my forgiveness for you reacting the exact way I designed you to. That's a cold game.
So in that mumbo jumbo that you just spoke, right? And I'm saying that I'm not trying to be facetious. That's just my best way of saying it.
Right.
My question to you would be this: where's the individual person's choice to do what they want to do?
Oh shit. Okay. Okay. So it's even funnier because it wasn't like you did it on purpose, right? Like you weren't trying to be an asshole. You did that shit.
I'm just trying to get to the point. It's like, I.
He said, all that mumbo jumbo. Hell no. That is hilarious, JB. Okay. So again, even when you talk about choice, right? The fact that you give me a choice, right? And then punish me for the choice, right? And here's the thing. You created the choices. Think about that. Like, it's not my fault that this shit is playing out this way, JB. I'm sorry that it is. Okay? It's just what it is. I'm not, again, like you said, I'm not trying to be facetious. I'm not lying. All I'm going off of is what everybody has been stating to me all my life on what the religion is, how we came to be. So, with the mumbo jumbo still in place, Now you're talking about choice. So think about this. Here's my choices. My choice is choose to go your route, choose to go this other route, my own route. And then my other choice is to give up, which basically means self-delete. So now, if I choose to go my own route, that's wrong. I get punished for that. If I choose to self-delete, I don't even want to take part in the choice. I don't want to be a part of the game. I get punished for that. So my only real choice is to choose you. And here's the even more crazier part about it. After I choose you, guess what I get for that? Nothing. I don't actually get anything for it in this life. My reward for choosing you in this life is supposed to come after I'm dead and gone, which I actually don't know nothing about. Never been there, don't know nobody that's been there, don't know what that means. But I know you said if I force myself to go there, that's wrong. Right? So, bro, the whole thing is demonic. For real. I'm not like, again, I'm not being facetious. If I took this same script, all of that together, and I took God out of it, if I anthropomorphized it and put me in those characters and put it in a movie, you would be like, man, that shit is crazy. That shit is fucking demonic. I'll tell you that. But because it's religion and because it's your belief and your faith and it's in that book, all of a sudden now, I ain't even gonna say it makes sense to you, but you would convince yourself that it don't have to. You would tell yourself, man, no, because the Bible say that you can't use logic with the Bible. Yeah, of course the Bible tells you that.
You got another I'm trying to see if I got a Bible on this. So there's a verse that says talks about, I think it's I would take the foolish things of the world to confound the wise.
Mm-hmm.
And I would take the weakest things of the world to I guess to paraphrasing that because I came in word for word, to take the weakest thing in the world to defeat the strong. I'm paraphrasing that part.
Mm-hmm.
And simply what they're saying is, because what you're saying is, and okay, you're speaking of why you can't believe, right? Because a lot of the Bible doesn't make logical sense. Like how do I explain and make it make sense that Jesus came from a virgin birth? There's no way logically I can explain that.
No, no. Look what you're doing right now, right? And I don't even think you're doing this like, it's not like you're consciously saying, let me run away from it. What I'm saying is you're not acknowledging or confronting any of the things that I just said, because you know that every single thing I just said is based on what we're taught about this God and this religion.
So I'm actually addressing what you said. Maybe I may not. Maybe I didn't do a good job of it going point for point of what you said. But I tried to surmise the gist of what you was talking about.
Tell me this: anything that I just said, was any of that not what we have been taught from preachers and or from the Word of God about this religion? Not my examination of it, but actually what is God? Okay, is God omniscient?
Yes.
Okay, knows everything, right? Beginning to end. So that means before he created the devil, he knew the devil would become the devil. Before he created man, he knew man would be man. Before he put us in the Garden of Eden, he knew evil by that. He knew all of that was going to happen before he ever did it. So that means he could have not done it, right? Yes or no, just really quickly. He could have chosen not to do it, correct?
He could have chosen not to do it. To go with your point. To go with your point that you're making, yes.
Right. So because he chose to do it, here we go with that choice thing again. He chose to do it, knowing that this would be the consequence of these creations, right? Okay, boom. So now you get brought into being, along with all of the other beings and shit, including the angels and the trees and the birds and everything else, right? So you get brought into being. knowing that this would be
Sorry
the
about that.
case.
Somebody tried to call, so I missed like 20 seconds of what you said.
Okay, so well, you just agree with me that he was omniscient, right? He had a choice not to do it. So now you bring this being into fold. The angels, the humans, trees, animals, all this shit, you bring it all into the fold. And now you tell these beings, I'm gonna put you right here so that you can do, because here's the thing: if he saw in his mind, the devil is going to try to overthrow me, I'm gonna put him down here, I'm gonna create these human beings, which is supposed to be my greatest creation, and I'm gonna put them right in the midst of my enemy. Well, he could have built a space where he could have put us where we wouldn't have had to be in the midst of his enemies, correct?
He could have, yes.
Okay, so with him putting us there, knowing that what we were going to do, that means it was your destiny. There is no real choice there, right? This is going to happen.
I disagree with that last part, but go ahead though.
Okay, so now that it's happening, this thing that I foresaw, right? Now that it's happening, now to your point, you say I give you a choice, right? Here's your choices. You can follow me, you can follow yourself, or you can check out this mug, or you can follow the devil too. Because I don't think everybody believes that if you're just doing what you want to do, that's necessarily following the devil, right? So following yourself and following the devil would be two different things, correct? You would agree?
Following the devil and following yourself?
Yeah. Like you can follow God, but you can follow the devil. But following yourself doesn't necessarily mean you following the devil.
I can't answer that in a short question. So a short answer. So I'm gonna let you just rock on for right now.
Okay, so but just for the sake of the conversation, let's just go.
I would say following the devil is following yourself. Just for the sake of the conversation, I would say yeah.
Okay,
they're one and the same. They're one and the same.
Okay, cool. So we'll minimize it down to 3 then. So you got 3 choices. There go your Trinity. I'm glad you minimized it, right? So here go your first Trinity. You can follow God, you can follow the devil, aka yourself, or you can check out this thing, right? Self-deletion. Now, if you self-delete, that's a sin. You get punished for that. If you follow yourself, aka the devil, that's a sin. You get punished for that. But if you follow me, no punishment. Right? So you don't really necessarily have a choice because it's punishment in everything you do outside of following him. Now, here's the worst part about it though. Once you follow him, nothing changes. You still gonna get sun and you gonna get rain. In this existence, on this plane of existence, it's all going to be the same. You could get hit by a truck tomorrow. You can get struck by lightning. You can lose your job. Everything bad can happen to you. Just because you choose to rock with and follow God does not mean bad shit ain't going to happen to you. But there's supposed to be some sort of, congratulatory prize for you after you die. You just can't force your way to death, though. You got to wait to die and go through the suffering of life. You also agree that is true about the doctrine. You cannot kill yourself. You got to follow God. You can't follow the devil, aka yourself. You get no prize here while you're here, but your prize comes after you die. That's what we're taught, right?
What? No, I can't agree with that. But I know why you again. Okay, so you're correct in saying that. That's how some people interpret. That's how some people see it. I agree with you that some people say that, and some people interpret the teaching as saying that, but that's not how I view it.
Okay, but you got which part is wrong? Which part I said is wrong?
How can I say? You said so much. Which part? What part?
We already agreed on the first part. So the second part is simply serve God, or else you're serving the devil.
So the part that you say, well, we get nothing here on this side,
right?
For choosing to follow him, I disagree with that, right?
Okay.
Because so in the sense of dealing, hear me out for a second. Just be patient with me as I say this. I get the sun and the rain, as you said, right? The good and the bad that happens in life.
Yep.
But now, the perspective I get from going into the sun and the rain is what I've noticed in my years of walking with Christ. My perspective of me walking through it, the peace that I get from walking through the sun and the rain, the good and the bad, that I get this kind of, I can stay, that I don't get erratic or up or down. I can stay, I can be at peace no matter what I'm going through. There was a time in my life, right, when I went through what appeared to be a storm, right? Because I I lost my mom, I lost my sister, I lost my aunt, I lost my uncle. And it was like in a matter of, felt like in the blink of an eye. I felt like it probably was over a 5-6 year period, but it felt like it was so closer than that. And I began to like, what is this life about? It's like everybody's dying around me. And most people in my family who went through that, they they were lost. They had no idea. They had no clue of how to survive. But for me, I got this peace of understanding, this calmness that most people didn't get in my family. And how like I got that from my faith and believing in Christ and in God. That gave me understanding that like nothing, it didn't shake me. That's something I get through my faith, and I got it on this side.
So you don't think that that's a choice?
I think in a sense, it's a choice that I chose to follow God.
No, no,
It's a
no.
choice.
I'm talking
Oh,
about
I'm sorry, go ahead.
the let's just go with the peace. The peace that you were able to maintain through it all. You don't think that's a choice?
The reason why I got the peace was because of the teaching that I read. The spirit. Okay, the reason why I got the peace was because I trusted God and His word and His teaching,
Mm-hmm.
and as a result, although it didn't make sense to me, because prior to me believing in God at 19 years old, prior to me putting my faith and trusting in God, matter of fact, I lost my grandmama at 17, and that shook my whole world. By the time I turned late 20s to early 30s, and I began to lose everybody else in my family, something happened. I began to walk with God, and what I got from God was a peace that passes all understanding. I got this thing that like I began to believe the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. I was in certain situations where God just showed me that like, here's this dude who barely graduated high school, come from a crackhead mom, don't know who his dad is. I put me in all these difficult situations, not knowing how to be a man, not knowing how to be a father, not knowing how to do anything in life. And then yet God put me in so many situations with doctors and lawyers and teachers. I would be teaching and preaching in front of them guys with no education, could barely read. And they would be hanging on every word. And like, how did this barely high school graduate know this stuff? Now I can't tell you why, other than just that's what I got from trusting him. It's something that you get in exchange that you can't you can't quantify it by a dollar or a paycheck, or saying that I won't go through any suffering, that I won't go through the sunshine and the rain as you talked about. No, you still go through it, but how you go through it changes. And I only got that because I chose, as you said, I chose to trust him at his word.
Okay, so here's the thing though. The peace that you're talking about, you have, non-believers can have that same thing.
I didn't say they couldn't. I'm only testifying to how I got it.
Right.
I can't testify how they got it.
But that's what, and again, on this one, I'm not trying to change your mind, but that's what makes me think that it's not the religion, it's not the belief, it's the choice. I think on some level, people make a choice, right? I'm put to you like this.
and I'm knocking on wood, right? But so I'm gonna say it in a different way. It's some people in the world that if they lost their mama, they wouldn't want to get over it. Right? And there's some people in the world that if they lost their mama, they would want to be able to get over it and move on. I'm watching my cousin right now. My cousin and his wife, they just lost their oldest son, 25 years old, either the end of March or beginning of April. But then their daughter was just graduating. They middle son was just graduating, right? Their granddaughter was just graduating. So they had to still turn right around after losing their oldest son. They had to throw his funeral. Then they had to throw the graduation for the girl. Then they had to throw the graduation for the son. Then they had to throw the graduation for the granddaughter. Right? And I'm seeing them, you know, smiling and celebrating, and everything is RIP, never forget, you know, but still they have to be strong and brave in ways that I don't think I could be. I'm not even sure I would want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's some losses that I don't think I would want to come back from. So that's why I say on some level, I think it's a choice. Like, I'll be depressed, right? Really, 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 really depressed. On some level, I'm comfortable here. On the world is just not what I would like it to be. Facing the world is not what I would like it to be. So I'm on some levels, even though this should be stressed out, I'm comfortable here. It's a choice for me to not go to the gym. It's a choice for me to just go get this fried chicken and McDonald's shit that I just went and got. You know, I'm doing it. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm not going to get this bullshit ass food that I know I don't need to be eating. I'm doing it. In the same way as those days when I am doing good, those days when I'm shaved and bathed and fully dressed and going outside and enjoying life, I'm also making a choice to do that shit. It ain't like I'm not depressed no more. It ain't like I don't have anxiety no more. It's just for some reason on that day, I made a choice. And so what I'm saying is, even with people who have this spiritual base, it's still a choice. It's always choice. I'm not saying that people don't have pressures, because they do, physical and mental pressures. But at some point, it comes down to choice. And so the fact that I could not be a believer and still get out here, and I could lose family members and have things go bad and this and that, and I could still hold my chin up, and I could still run against the wind, and I could still hit those hurdles, and I can try to get it done, and I can try to overcome and all the rest of that shit, and I don't got to believe in God or religion or any of that shit to do it. I could just choose to do it.
Okay.
So, you see what I'm saying? So to me,
okay.
I just think we should probably look at it more from that perspective. If your God is telling you that even your relationship with him is a choice, shit, what wouldn't be a choice? He ain't even forcing you.
Okay, so to kind of go with the theme that you're talking about, choice right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say we all run in a race.
Mm-hmm.
And in this race, you choose how you want to run the race. You choose to run the race without your faith in God. I choose to run away. I choose to run the race with my faith in God.
Mm-hmm.
Now, while we running this race, excuse me, I'm getting tongue tied. while we're running this race, we don't know how the finish line is going. We don't know how the finish line is going to work out, right? We're only running by the faith that we're going to try to finish this race.
Mm-hmm.
I'm running believing in my faith that when I get to the finish line, that this is going to happen. And you're correct. I chose to believe this. I chose to put my faith in what I read, in what I experienced with God, in what I felt about God, and what I read about God, and what I studied about God. I chose to put my faith in that to run this race. You chose to put your faith somewhere else other than God. I'm not trying to speak for you. I'm only just using you as an example. So you're correct in this sense that you can find another method that may work for you. And I'm not against you doing that. If it was up to me, I would try to convince you to run my race, though. Because I got more faith in my race than your race. But ultimately, you're right. It's a choice. So now, this is the choice, right? When we get to the finish line and we both die, we'll then know the results of our choice.
But is it though, right? See, this is what I'm saying. Is it though? Because the guys, when they win, always want to say thank God. Right? But what about when they lose?
When we lose, we still say thank God.
So it's not the faith that made you win.
No, the win, okay. It's the faith that makes you win regardless. Even when you okay, there's a phrase where people say, even when I lose, I win. But that's how it is to be a Christian. Even when I go through my bad days, I'm still winning.
It just, I mean, maybe I misunderstood, but it kind of sounded like you were saying that your faith is what determines the outcome. Like you run the race, and because you ran with faith, you win.
Let me make sure what I'm saying.
But I'm talking about really win, not like no metaphorical, right? Participation trophy win. I'm talking about like actually go through the ticker first. You know what I'm saying? The ticker tape first win. You know, I'm saying guys always say thank God when they win, but when they lose, they don't say, "Man, I'm so glad let me lose this game. I'm so glad let me lose this race."
Which is what I said earlier. Remember, I said earlier in our conversation that no matter what, if I'm good or if I'm going through a bad situation, you should thank God. Because in every circumstance, because when I win a race, it's easy to celebrate God. When I lose, can I still celebrate God with that same enthusiasm? Because guess what? In every experience, I'm going to learn something. Because why? Because I'm walking with God. Which is why I learned in my 51 years of life that even how I started out didn't determine how I finished. So I'm agreeing with you to this point that it is a choice. I choose every single day to run this race with my faith in God.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I know that my belief sometimes makes me look foolish on YouTube. Like, how can you believe in this God that don't exist? How can you believe in this virgin birth? How can you believe that Jesus died and rose again? And even when you hear so many stories happen before, that these stories happen in many other biblical stories, which I read before too, in other religious faith. How can you still choose? Like, that's the choice I choose. We all make a decision every single day what we're going to be, what we're going to follow.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that most time I get ridiculed for mine because mine doesn't make logical sense. But even the Bible speaks to that. He says, "I would choose the foolish things of the world to confound the wise." And I've experienced that so many times.
Wow.
Where's our OG at?
Mm-hmm. It wasn't enough trolling going on, so everybody left.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what I wanted to say. That concept about foolish things confounding the wise, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to say that scripture, and then one day, I can't remember how long ago it was, I realized I was reading it wrong.
Okay.
Where is it at? Okay. Wait, no, that's the other one. Okay, this one. What the world considers foolish can often lead to unexpected wisdom or reveal hidden truths. The idea emphasizes that true wisdom may not be found in worldly achievements or intellect, but in unexpected places or through unconventional means.
So I'm asking you a question. What did you think it used to mean? And what do you think it means now?
You know what's so crazy about this? I honestly can't. I don't think I can actually tell you what I thought it meant because it's been so long, you know. And after you know something for so long, it's hard to remember you not ever knowing it. I just remember discovering that I was reading it wrong, right? It wasn't saying what I thought it was saying. But if I had to take a guess, I thought it meant like, I think I thought it meant the foolish things confounding the wise. I think I thought it meant that I probably being looked at as a fool could actually be better than the other person that's looked at as being better than me. Right? But that is such a juvenile way, because even though that can technically be used, it's just so juvenile that if you gave that as the response, anybody that actually understood the scripture would be like, right? Because it's you looking at it like it's this whole, tearing down, and it's not about tearing down, right? It's like I say, most people interpret it as, oh, this knowledge, this information, this wisdom is coming from a place you didn't expect it. It's like the local wino sitting in front of the liquor store, and you walk out and they just say some prolific ass shit to you, and you think you way better than this wino sitting outside, but then later on that day, later on that week, some situation comes up in your life and you remember what the wino told you and you apply it to your situation, and your situation turns out way better. I look at it like that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Is that like you was using in your example, this person who barely got out of high school, but somehow they saying all this stuff that is edifying to people who may be in better positions than them from an educational standpoint. But yeah, for a long time, because I remember when I first heard it, I said use that shit on my mom, and my mom used to always smack her lips and shit. And then, like I said, when I realized that I was looking at it the wrong way, I was like, damn, I wonder. It's like it's not even like it's just wrong. It's not like my interpretation of it was so wrong versus the way I'm using it. I'm using it to snap on the other person, when that's not what it's meant to do. It's meant to educate, edify, enlighten, right? Or even some people do say shame, though, right? Some people will say that it confound, right? Because confound, if I remember correctly, means like to surprise, right? To shock, to have like confused, cause confusion, Like, oh my God, I can't believe this is, woo, woo, woo. So some people can say, it can be used to shame as well. But I think the way you used it is probably the more, let's just say, healthy way of using it. And that's the way I would use it now if I was using it the way you used it. A lot of people misunderstand what that scripture means, man. It's a lot of scriptures that people do that too, though. But that's why you gotta look up the words. I mean, John, I didn't even know what the hell the compound was. Let's just be honest. I heard it. I thought I understood how it was being used, and then I just took it and ran with it.
But you can't really feel down on yourself like that, bro, because it's just the interpretation of what you're reading. So if your knowledge is fast on what you believe in, and then just say you have a mindset of those that come from the street, again, that's why when John said something earlier, I was listening, man. I've been listening this whole time. I just been in my other room trying to get my weed plants and shit together. I didn't want to stop y'all conversation, but I was listening. John said something that was very important. He said, and I'm not worried about the other parts he put into it, so don't take me word for what he said, but it's when you are talking and you can get a massive amount of people that can listen to you from what you're saying, how you convey your, what you're conveying to them. Now, how he is interpreting what he is reading is why they so intrigued to listen to what he's saying, because he's conveying it in a way they can understand. Right? So that's what draws people in and keep people locked in on how people interpret the word, or the Bible or whatever else, with whatever they're hearing or whatever they, speaking of. That was the only thing I had to say. I'm going back to the other
and to add what OG was saying is there are times when, and I'm not trying to be braggadocious or nothing, but it's just if I am bragging, I'm bragging about the power of God, right? Where you will have people that will have PhDs and masters in theological studies, and they have all these years of training, and I had none.
Mm-hmm.
But then yet, and again, it's not that I did anything wonderful. It's just that God chose something foolish, something that they didn't fit the idea of what they was. Again, it goes back to biblical text, and God does this all the time. Go back and look at the Virgin Mary. No one thought that Mary, who came from what we always call the South, right? Everything from the South is always bad. And then here comes this Mary, this young girl who no one thinks should know anything, but yet she's bringing forth Jesus Christ. Who is she? What family does she come from? What star does she come from? God says, and then yet it's going to be a virgin birth. God takes the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. If you go back to that text, even in that text, go back into the Roman days, right? Even in the Roman days, you had Aristotle, you had all the Greek philosophers. I can't think of the names right now. All these Greek philosophers who were so well educated, and they would struggle, they would stumble over the supplementary doctrine of teaching of Jesus Christ, that you have to be born again. It would baffle their minds. They're like, hold on, this is just too simple that it can't be. This can't be it. That's what that text is actually talking about when it talks about, I will take the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. It's actually dealing with the Greek philosopher, all those Greek philosophers who had all this wise training, all this educational training, and under this follow this Aristotle, follow this person, and yet they still trip up over this. Exactly how God intended it.
Well, I mean, that's I think that's the part where that last part, I think that's where we'll always disagree. The same way how I blame the white man for everything that happens in America, there's nothing happening in this plane of existence that can't be put at the feet of God. He created and designed it all. According to in the Bible, I create the good and the evil. Right? So It's all him. Everything is him, right? And then the idea is that it's this masterful plan that you just don't know about. You're supposed to just go along with it. I can't, unfortunately, but or maybe even not even unfortunately. But you know, at the end of the day, the well, shit, I mean, all of it. I can't. It's all. It's the same way how I look at the white man for America is the same way how I look at God for the universe. Bro. It's no way around it, and that's why for me, I always say, even if I chose to pick up faith, it would be from a deistic point of view and not a theistic point of view, because mentally I just can't accept the idea that all of this was your plan and you somehow involved in it. That I can't do. Now, if you say you created it and then everybody and everything is just doing what they want to do and you kind of like just hands off, letting your creation get on how it live, that is more logical. That's something that I can accept, because I have seen some videos that made great arguments for what is it? How do they frame it? They don't say God, they say intelligent design, right? Which basically means something put this together, right? It's not just like some big bang that happened on its own and then everything else just kind of came along with it. It's like, no, something designed this shit. It's too many similar numerical sequences and shit that make up certain things, you know. So it was like the videos did a really good job of promoting the idea of intelligent design.
And the wonderful thing about the God that I serve, whether you believe in him or not, you have the right to do what you just said. You choose not to believe it. You choose not to believe in him or his teaching and go another direction. And so this is another thing. And so when you said earlier about being punished, right? You said this earlier about being punished for not believing in him, right? No, you're not being punished for not believing in him. So I heard I can't remember who it was, but I heard a guy say this one time on YouTube, and he said it, and I like the way he said it. Why would an atheist be mad about being separated from God whenever he spent the whole life not wanting to be close to God anyway? So you're not being punished for not believing in God, because you never believed in God before death. So why do you make you believe in him after death? And why would he make you be with him after death if he does exist? So as an atheist, if you chose to spend your life not believing in God, not wanting to be around God, then guess what? At death, if God exists, you didn't want to be around him when you was alive. And so he's honoring your wishes. You get to be with him after your death. You get to be away from him after your death.
Yeah, but that's not saying there's a place for non-believers. That is.
Oh yeah, there is a place for non-believers.
No. There's not a place for non-believers. Shit. What's the word? Exclusive from let's just say those who follow the devil.
Yes,
those
there
places
is.
Shouldn't be the same damn thing. That don't make sense at all.
No. There's a place for non-believers, and the place for non-believers is outside the presence of God, where they always wanted to be.
Right. See, now you're playing semantics, right? So what I'm saying is, but it shouldn't be this other place that you also created for people who went against you. Those shouldn't be the same places.
So they shouldn't be the same places. Okay, so for example, if there was a person who spent their whole life not wanting to be around God,
you said this already.
Okay, I'm going to say it again, right? And I'm going to say it again. So if there's a person who spent their whole life for not wanting to be around God, and then so when they die, then why would God make them be around them? Be around him?
Why would he make them be anywhere?
He's not. He gave them a choice. They chose to go. They chose to be where they wanted to be, outside of his presence. So when they die, they're outside of his presence.
Right. If you send me somewhere if you send me anywhere that you created, I'm in your presence. Because according to you, you're omnipresent. You're everywhere. So I can't be outside of your presence.
So actually, and after life, you will be out of his presence.
No. See, this is what you doing your best Uncle Tom rendition right now.
Okay.
I can't be outside of your presence because according to you, you're omnipresent. You're everywhere. So I could never, ever be outside of your presence. So then, not only that, when life is over with, why do you get to send me anywhere? I shouldn't be in your presence, so you shouldn't get to send me anywhere. I shouldn't have to go nowhere. I didn't believe in you. I didn't believe in the devil. I didn't believe in heaven. I didn't believe in God. So why shouldn't there just be a place for the non-believers? See, that's what I'm saying. That should be its own thing, disconnected from and not having nothing to do with the believers and the people who went against God intentionally. You know what I'm saying? Because non-belief don't mean that you're going against. Ain't nothing to about.
I'm actually thinking before I speak on this one.
Nah, that's a good thing to do, but I'm just telling you,
that I'm not quite sure how I want to go into that. You said non-belief. You said it one more time.
Non-belief is not indicative of going against. It's not. Here's the thing. I don't believe in voting. I don't vote for and I don't vote against. I'm a non-believer.
I won't touch that right. I won't touch that right now.
You shouldn't, because there ain't nowhere around it. It's logic.
Well, I'm not gonna say nowhere. See, again, I'm not. See, you do this.
It may be a
stuff.
biblical way around it, but that don't make it make sense, and that's the problem.
And I don't, and that's a lot of things. That's why I say you and I really, it's not really gonna have a good debate because it don't have to make logical sense for me to believe it.
That's the point.
And I know this is why I say this is why a lot of times I've learned in YouTube not to spend a whole lot of time like this conversation to me I think is productive because we're not really disrespecting anybody in the conversation.
Right. Yeah.
It's just good conversation. But I know philosophically we just not going to agree on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but again, what I'm saying is this. I don't even think you could use the Bible to make an argument for that. But even if you could, it would be out the Bible. So I don't think people understand how that imagine I wrote a book today and in that book it said anybody named John should be whipped. And then you're like, wait a minute, that don't make sense. Then I tell you, but it's right here in this book. And the book existed throughout your whole life. Throughout your whole life, you knew this book existed. Since you was a kid, since you was a baby, since you was old enough to start, like, wait a minute. I just want to ask one question before you whoop me again. Why am I being whooped? Oh, because your name is John. Well, that don't make any sense, but it's right here in this book. Right? Yeah, but that book is just a book. It was written by men. Yeah, but it was inspired by God. But how do you know that? Because it says it in the book. Like this is what I'm saying. When you play any of this shit out and take your religion out of it, it makes absolutely no sense. There's no way you would play by any of these rules in any other fucking part of your life. But because people think they have to, people don't understand that religion in itself is supposed to be more individualistic than anything else.
So let me ask you a question.
Have to believe nothing in that Bible to have the relationship that you have with God. If you just choose to believe it, you can make this shit up on your own. You can make up your entire own religion and practice that shit. You don't have any evidence to the contrary. You have zero evidence to the contrary. None. There's nothing you can say. There's a whole nother demographic of people. I think the last time I checked, I think Christians actually outnumber Muslims now, but it ain't by a whole lot. Right? So I'm just saying. And then it's another religion and another religion. It's a whole bunch of them motherfuckers. Like, so for a person to think, yeah, but Christianity is the real one, but not Islam. And then the Muslims think, yeah, no, Islam is the real one, but not. Oh, you motherfuckers crazy to me. Because if you can't see either, well, maybe both of these ways are ways for people to get closer to God. Right? Maybe God in his infinite wisdom understood that I am creating a species that is not so monolith that they all will accept the same path to me. So I have to create multiple paths to me. I have to allow for, and not even I create the multiple paths. I have to allow for them to create multiple paths to me. I have to allow for them to be able to determine for themselves, this is the way I feel like I can perform to have a relationship or get closer to God, because that thing over there I just can't do. And if you think that's crazy, imagine you're saying that God understood that they wouldn't be able to follow all the rules that he put in place. So he sent himself, aka his son, to die in order for them to have something to be able to have an easier way to get to God. You see what I mean? So my idea is not far-fetched.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying. Yeah, go ahead.
So we spent the last few minutes talking about what you don't believe. So my question is, what do you believe?
As far as religion and spirituality go, I don't believe nothing.
No. I'm saying take religion out of it. If religion is not what you believe, then what do you believe?
I don't believe none of it. I don't believe nothing. For me,
so you don't believe.
That's what I was saying earlier. For me, it's not about belief. Remember when you asked me what was the other part about being a Christian, and I said, or you asked me what belief was, and I said it was acceptance and prescription. Remember I said that?
Okay.
You said what is belief? I said it's acceptance and prescription.
So what do you mean by so what do you mean by prescribed then?
Yeah, that's what I mean. The reason why I mean prescribe is because you choose to apply that to your life. You choose to believe it, right? For me, I don't choose to believe none of this shit, right? I can accept certain things, right? I can, you say, this isn't necessarily biblical, but it's in the Bible. It's going to rain and the sun will shine on the just and the unjust alike, right? I can accept that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to believe it, but I can accept it.
No, right? I'm asking you, since you don't believe in religion, I'm asking you, what do you believe in? What do you believe, period? If it ain't religion,
I'm explaining it to you. It's just hard for you to accept it because you don't have that kind of mind. I'm telling you, I don't believe nothing.
You don't believe nothing.
I don't believe nothing. I accept some things.
You
right?
accept.
But that's like if somebody say, I know people that say they Christians, but they don't believe in ghosts, even though they believe in the Holy Spirit.
Okay.
Right? I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you that ghosts don't exist. And I'm not a Christian and I don't believe in the Holy Spirit. But I wouldn't argue with you if you say, man, I think it's ghosts out here. I'd be like, shit, you're probably right, goddammit. Because I done seen some strange ass shit. Right? I done seen some strange shit. I done been involved in some strange shit. So that's what I'm saying. For me, belief is the problem. You know what belief is? Belief is Democratic Republican, leftist liberal, Crip blood, GD Vice Lord. That's what belief gets you. Feminism, right? White supremacy. That's what belief gets you. That shit is problematic. It's okay to accept some things, but the reason why the difference between accept and belief is that when I accept some things, I won't be so quick to be dismissive of new information. If you show me something different, I'll be like, oh shit. And here's the thing. And for me, it's not about necessarily proving it for a lot of things is about what makes sense. So I could be thinking some shit. You show me something else that make more sense than what I was thinking. I'm rocking with what you said because it just makes more sense. But when you believe, guess what I'm gonna do? Argue you up and down. To your point, it don't gotta make sense. What? In what other arena would you say that?
Only in faith.
That's the point. That's why I stay away from it. Because I don't want to be that crazy. I don't want to be that delusional. I don't want to be, that dependent. I'm straight on that. Nah, I'd rather be able to accept some shit. Somebody show me something and then here's another thing. Because I'm this way, I could take stuff in the Bible and apply it to my life, and I don't got to feel guilty about the other shit that I'm not applying. So where it says do this, I'll be like, yeah, that make a whole lot of sense. I'm gonna do that. And where it says do this or don't do that, and I'll be like, nah, that don't make no motherfucking sense. I'm not doing that shit. And I don't gotta feel guilty because I'm not a believer. I'm just reading the book and taking the information for what it's worth. And then I can go to the next book from the next religion and do the same thing. And that's the one thing I think that most Muslims have over Christians is the fact that they read all the doctrines, whereas Christians just stay with their book and then demonize the other religions instead of reading everything. Right? It's a scripture in the Bible that told you to study to show yourself approved. It didn't say study the Bible. It said study. Right? If you have such spiritual discernment, you should damn near be able to read anything.
Well, so what do you get the concept idea that Christians don't study other religions though? Don't study any other religions.
Most Christians don't study their own Bible.
Okay, I'm not going to what we got into earlier, but that's why I say I don't. The argument that you're making right now, I get why you're making the argument because there are a lot of. That's why I say
That's not an argument. That's just the truth. Come on, man.
I'm very, very careful about people professing to be Christians and professing something else at the exact same time. But I won't go into that. I won't go into that again.
Listen, that's another problem with y'all religion. Y'all too divisive. Right? Oh man, so you can't be a stripper and be a Christian. Listen, don't get it twisted, John. All things being equal, I actually think you're right. It's just that's not the way the religion is actually set up, though. The healthiest version of the religion is people ain't doing all this goofy shit that they doing and then backing it up with God knows my heart. Right? So I really agree because I call Christians out for this shit all the time. If it was a gay person up here saying, I'm a Christian, this and that, blah, 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 and I'm gay, guess what? I would be arguing the same way you argue. I would be challenging them the same way I'm challenging you. Right?
Yeah, but it's easy. But it's easy to do that. It's easy to do that, right? From your perspective, when you don't believe in anything.
No, it's not based on my belief. It's based on theirs.
Correct.
That's
Because correct. Yeah. Because so what you can do is because you can. What you're saying, and I recognize what you're saying, right? You don't want to pick one because why pick one when you can pick from a smorgasbord of all things that sound good? And if it sounds good, just do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so therefore, if something you agree with, you do it. Something you don't disagree with, you don't worry about it. So basically, your religion becomes yourself. Anything that sound good and feel good to you is what you want to do. Anything that doesn't sound good and don't feel good to you, you won't participate in it.
Yes, to a certain degree, yes. They actually have a term. They have a term for people who tend to accept our religion. It's called omni, right? So it's just like omnis, when you omnipotent, omniscient, omnipotent, omniscient,
omnipresent, right? But it's called omni, right? Or ominous to describe the person, ominism to describe the faith, which is
Or
you
go ahead.
accept that no religion doctrine has a monopoly on the truth, that they all bear fruit, right? Me personally, it's not about the religion itself. I'm just saying it don't matter if it was in that book or if it came out of a wino's mouth. If that shit makes sense, it makes sense. When it don't, it don't. Like
Or
that,
if you or it could be as simple as you just don't like it, so therefore it won't make sense to you.
it don't got nothing to do with liking.
No, I'm saying
No, I don't like.
hear the words I said. It
I
could
know
be.
what you said. No, it ain't that. But that would. So here's what, you're not doing this on purpose. But what that does is, to me, that diminishes your intellectual capability. Not to be able to determine the effectiveness of something by whether or not you like it. Fuck that dumb shit. I'm never him. I might have been him when I was younger, but that's when I was a child and I thought like one. And now I am not that. And I pride myself in not thinking about one or thinking like that. So I'll give you an example. I was one of these people, just like everybody else out here, talking about fuck them taxes. Taxes wrong. They taxing us. They taking money out your check and this and that. You would never hear me say that again. Ever. Because my understanding is different now. I understand that it make absolute sense for us to pay taxes. That shit make all the sense in the world. Because it's a lot of stuff, the same way how we running around telling women that they need to appreciate men because they maintain all of these different infrastructures that women don't even pay attention to because they just too busy enjoying the life that has been created for them. Well, that's the same reason why I'm okay with paying taxes. Not to mention the fact that if some of my money needs to go to people who need it because they doing not as well as I'm doing, and I also can get some of that money if I need it back, in the future. Like, you see what I'm saying? So now it just makes sense to pay taxes. I know I don't want to get out there and have to fucking fix the road. Every time I see them motherfuckers burning out in the sun out there, I'll be like, man, I'm so glad they do it. I'll be wanting to throw a couple dollars out the window. I'm so glad you out here doing this shit because I know I wouldn't want to. Not even the one that's getting paid $57 an hour to stand there and hold the stop sign. I don't want to do it. So I'm glad that it's people in these places to get things done, right? So I don't have a problem with taxes anymore, whereas I used to. But I'm a grown person now, I understand. So now I think differently. It ain't that, John. If it makes sense, it makes sense. It's a lot of shit in the Bible that makes sense. People walking on water, talking to dead animals, living in whales' mouths, sticks turning into snakes, virgin births, all of that other shit like that don't make sense. A God having an enemy and creating his greatest creation and putting them in between himself and his enemy to fight some dumbass war for some countless ass time, and you made me do this shit, but I'm wrong if I don't. Like, all of that shit is just dumb. It don't make no sense, and it has zero to do with existence. If you removed all of that shit from existence, nothing would change about existence, right?
So let me ask you a question then. Let me ask you a question.
In my opinion, if you removed all that dumb.
I don't know if I want to ask this question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Is there anything that can hold you accountable in life?
Hell yeah.
What is that?
My mama, my baby mama, my kids, the police, the sheriffs, motherfuckers on podcasts, and myself. Everybody get held accountable. Shit, what you mean? Gotta pay a light bill every fucking month. I hate that shit. Gotta pay the internet bill every fucking month. I hate that shit. If I don't, shit get cut off. I ain't got a credit card the first right now.
So if you don't obey your mama, how does your mama punish you?
My mama don't got to do shit for me. She don't even got to have a relationship with me. She cut me off. But what she not going to do is send me to hell or jail or anywhere else.
So if you beat her senseless, she wouldn't send you to jail?
Yeah, but I don't get to do that with God.
I don't
Just
get to do
asking.
anything with God. I'm answering. I said, yeah, but I don't get to do
Okay.
anything with and not only that, she's gonna use somebody else to do it. Same way God would, right? But I don't get to do any of that with God. I don't get to hold him accountable because I get to hold my mama accountable too. But I don't get to, ain't no fair exchange in this relationship. I don't get to hold God accountable. I don't get to say, man, remember all them nights I saw this video yesterday. This preacher dude says sometimes God uses you to do things for other people that you will never experience yourself. And I was like, yeah, that's one of the reasons why I don't fuck with this God shit no more. I remember that. I remember that feeling.
Because he said, say that one more time.
What the
guy
dude
said,
said?
what? What the dude said in your
That
explanation.
sometimes God uses you to do things for people that you will never experience for yourself.
Such as?
Yeah, like somebody might be struggling with something, you might help them out with that, financially or otherwise, physically, whatever it is that you do for them. But then when you need some shit or you trying to get some shit done, it don't happen for you. And like I said, I've been through that, man. I remember when I was in jail, I think that was 2011. I think that was 2011. And we used to do this little prayer circle and shit. And I had guys, man, I can't get through to my people. Man, my commissary ain't came through. Man, this, man, that. And we would be praying and I would be touching and agreeing. And I would be pleading the blood. And I would be, all the scriptures, all the different stuff, prayers that availeth much, all of that different stuff that I had learned. And one by one, shit would be happening. People would be getting the phone calls they needed. People would get in the commissary, the money they needed. They would be getting out. And I would be sitting there every day like, okay, but where's my turn at? And then my mom was the one who said, because my case was dumb. It made no sense for me to be in there. I think I was in there for like 4 weeks. It made no sense for me to be in there for a cracked glass for 4 weeks for $500. That made no sense. But for some reason, they just kept continuing my case. Like I would go through all that process of getting shipped to court just for them to continue my shit. I don't even get to step into the courtroom. They coming back to the bullpen to let me know my shit been continued. And I'm like, why the fuck is this happening? And my mama, God wants to use you in there. Man, all right, cool. I'm going to do all this praying for all these people while I'm in here. And when I get out, I'm done. And I've been done since then. Like, I'm done, bro. No way, bro. It makes no sense that I'm praying for all these other people, but I ain't getting what I need. No, that don't make no sense. Don't use me to help other people get what they want, but then you don't make sure that somebody is coming along to help me to get what I need. Nah, that don't make no sense. And that's what it's about for me. It's not about not liking shit. You know what I'm saying? If I knew for a fact, like, man, I'm in here, what's going on with your case, man? I'm gonna tell you like this. It's getting continued for no apparent real reason, but I'm in here and I'm talking to these young cats and I'm praying for them. We're doing this Bible study thing, man, and I can see that I'm actually impacting lives, bro. So maybe this is the reason why I ain't even gonna complain, man. I'm gonna just take this time to, be, the best shepherd I can be in this moment for these young cats, man, and have this impact on them. Because I know it's going to be my turn after this. Damn, I could have had that attitude then. Because I know it's going to be my turn after this. But it ain't never been my turn. That's the whole point. No, and people just can't accept that. Like, they want you to have this relationship and be all faithful and all this other shit without some kind of return. No, fuck that. I'm not waiting until
what if you got the return, you just didn't recognize it?
No, the return need to be what I need it to be. And not what you want it to be. Don't bless me in the way you bless me in the way I want it to be.
Okay, so what if what if you looking return to come one way, but the way you wanted to come would have caused you more harm than good? What if return came another way, but it actually benefited you more than you recognized?
That sounds like choice. Don't I get to make that choice?
Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't.
Well, then that ain't free will.
No, I'm saying
Could
you
be
can't.
every
You no
time.
no no no. This, what I'm saying to you is you. Okay, so for example, I'm gonna try my best to do this. If I walk up and slap you, right?
Mhm.
Do I control how you get to return this? How my return what I did to you back to me? Can I do? I decide if you get to slap me, punch me, or shoot me? Do I get to decide that?
Nope.
Because my choice, the only choice I had was to walk up to you and approach you however I chose to approach you, right?
Mhm.
Then I don't get to control. I don't get to return how I wanted to come back.
Right.
So
But
what if?
that's the whole
So what if you did something good for somebody and it came to you, but you didn't recognize because it didn't come the way you wanted it to come?
Yeah, again, that's let's say that's true. I'm saying I don't care.
Okay.
Don't give me what you want to give me what I asked for, because that's what your word says. Your word says anything that I ask for. In your son's name. Faith of a mustard seed. That's what you see what I'm saying?
No, I'm not. I'm not agreeing with you. I'm not agreeing with you.
I know. We ain't go. This is what I be saying though. You be disagreeing with me when all I be doing is saying what's true.
No,
I can
you're
go
not
get the
saying what's
scriptures
true.
where it said that. I think you know they exist.
I know they exist. I know what you're saying. I know what you're
Okay,
saying.
then. So that's that. Then that's all that
It's say
matters.
okay. So now, and I'm not gonna go into it, but I'll let you just speak and say what you're gonna say. But go ahead.
I'm just saying that's all that matters. I don't give me what you want to give me. Give me what I'm asking for. Period.
In
Give me
Jesus'
what
name.
when I here's
In Jesus' name.
because here's the thing. When I was praying for these other people, I was praying for them to get these things that they were asking for. And they got it. So when it's my turn, don't return it in some way you want to. Just give me what I'm asking for. See, that's just too much like making sense, though. With this religion don't allow for. So that's what I'm saying. Like, nah, that's what I'm saying. That 2011, that's what really made me say, man, fuck this shit. I'm hanging this all the way up. It took me a while to not feel guilty about it. I still feel that void because I haven't filled it with anything. But it's like, I'm like, nah, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this to myself. All this shit doing is making me feel less valuable, less worthy. Everybody else get to get their heart's desires except for me. Fuck out of here. Nah, I'm not doing that. Not to myself.
I think one of the things I've learned in my walk with Christ is that and I can hear what you're saying, so I'm not gonna try to argue to make you believe it. But I've learned to accept how God want to bless me, how He wants to bless me. Because when I've learned to accept the blessing, no matter how I expect it to come, but however it came, I've learned to appreciate, because what I thought I wanted, when I look at what He gave me, then I carry what He gave me, I can understand why He gave me what He gave me. I could have spent years arguing about I wanted this, and why didn't I get this? But then when I look back and see what He gave me, it actually benefited me more than what I was praying for. And I think to get to that place in life, it takes walking with a certain amount of faith for a certain amount of time, and to understand that we don't always know what to pray for, and we don't always know what we need for this journey. We assume what we need for this journey, and we assume the things that we ask for are going to make this journey easier. But it doesn't always work out that way.
Now, to me, from what I'm hearing, it takes delusion. It takes the ability to accept shit that don't make sense.
I'm going to agree with you. Oh, I thought you was finished. My bad. Go ahead.
I just can't do it. For me, like I said, damn. I know it was 2011. I know for a fact it was 2011, but yeah, I don't know if I was playing in 2015. I don't think I was. But it like I said, in my mind, the way I look at it is I want the shit to be what it said it is. So, it's always these arguments about what's allegorical, what's metaphorical, what's historical. I'm like, I don't give a damn about an oracle. Okay. I know what this shit said. Right. So for me, it's give me what I'm asking for. I ain't, because here's the biggest thing too, John. I ain't never wanted much. I wasn't never praying for $1 million. I wasn't never praying to be a billionaire. I wasn't never praying to be a big rap star. Man, I wasn't never praying for none of that. If anything, I was praying for a woman to love me, my own kids. You know what I'm saying? Get me out this jam I'm in type prayers. That's it. I wasn't asking for a lot. And like I say, the place I'm praying from in 2011, shit, we all in jail. Right? So whether we think the shit should have been a crime or not, we all was in jail. So what the fuck make they prayer so much better than mine that they get to get what they praying for and I don't? No, sir. I can't remember a time that I actually prayed, like literally was praying for something and I got it. I can remember times when I just was determined, when I just was walking with faith, confidence, not in God, but in the outcome itself, and then putting in the effort to get the outcome, and it happened. That's what I can remember. If I had all of these magical ass moments, maybe it'd be easier for me. Everybody always talking about their ancestors came to visit them and shit. If my doorbell rang and I went and opened the door and it was my grandmama.
Oh no, I'm not answering that door. Matter of fact, we shut that door. We ain't answer that door at all. We shut that down. We don't talk to spirits, bro.
I'm just saying, like, give me some of
yeah.
that shit. Give me something to let me know. And don't. Why is it always got to be some pain and suffering shit?
When why does from your perspective, why does that be pain and suffering? And
Yeah, it's always like it's never.
My question to you is, why do you look at it as pain and suffering?
Because that's what it is.
Because why? What makes it what it is?
So I remember, I think my mom was telling me, see, I told you God could do it. When me and my lady first moved to Kentucky. So we came down here in June, right? Within 30 days of being here, I had my job, she had her job, and we was able to find a career. And that was very shocking to a lot of people, like, because, we was fresh down here. So with us not being on the job for a long time, you know what I'm saying? I've been on the job for 3 weeks. She been on the job, you know what I'm saying, for a week or two. But, we just talk to the people and let them know, like, man, look, we got to go back to Chicago and get our kids. Like, we setting up shop down here. This is where we finna be at. Ain't nobody trying to come and not pay the bills. Like, shit, we moving. That's what we doing. So we came down here
We found a decent ass hotel room, decent ass monthly rate. I got my job before we even came down here. I had my job. Then she got hers after she got down here. And then we found the crib, went back, got the kids. But I had told her, you know, my whole goal was for us to have upstairs, downstairs, two bathrooms, 3 bedrooms. I wanted us to have 3 cars. You know what I'm saying? Both of us to have our jobs and be doing our thing. Like I said, we moved down here in June. By January 1st, we was there. Well, not by January 1st, because I think I bought her car in February. No, maybe I did buy her car in January. Either January or February. So by January or February, we was there. We had the crib, 3 bedrooms, upstairs, downstairs, 2 bathrooms, 3 cars in the back. I'm working, she working. You know what I'm saying? And it just so happened that, but we come in June, October, I got hit by a car though. So how did we end up there? Oh, because I got some money from this car accident. So my arm had to be broke first. It couldn't just be, we come down, I work, stack my bread, she works, stack her bread, we do our thing. No, I got to get hit by a fucking car and have my arm broken and have a metal rod put in my arm. Now I'm off work. Now she looking stupid again because I ain't working. And she didn't want to have to be in that situation again. Now when the money come, you know what I'm saying? I really don't want to go to work, but then I ended up getting a flatbed trucking job, so I took it. Because that's what I wanted to do anyway. I wasn't going to not do it even though I had all that money. You know, but it's still like the conditions, we still didn't act right, pretty much. But I'm just saying. So my mom be like, see how God blessed you? Like, so he had to break my fucking arm first? Like, what? Like, why the fuck the shit couldn't just fall off a truck? Why it can't be that? Why it can't be, you know, the government just say, hey man, listen, we randomly picking motherfuckers to give 50K to. Here you go. Why it can't be that? Why do we have why it can't be I just was walking to my car and a package was blowing down the street and I get the package and open it up and there's a fucking 50 grand in there? Like, why it can't be that? Why do it gotta be I gotta get into a fucking car accident, crash and shit, back hurt, arm hurt, all this extra dumb shit? I mean, because I've literally heard people say that shit. I ain't know how I was gonna do it. But then I had this car accident and the money came. Look at God. Won't he do it? Damn. He sent the car into you. I thought he was all powerful, could do anything. Why not just put the check in the mailbox? Why not just put it in the deposit it in the account?
Yeah, that shit crazy. Hey, man, this conversation's been pretty good. I like it. We might have to continue this on another day, or you know what I'm saying? You can always bring it to the blast staff and do it whenever we do the blast staff. But Tom should be starting the show in 15 minutes. I don't redirect. I barely get redirect towards me. I really ain't put it in my thing to figure out how to do it. I don't think I only had like 3 or 4 people, Tom Wrestler in LA, that redirected to me. So I mean, I don't really do that. So y'all just gonna have to find y'all way over there. I'm about to go grab me something to eat.
Like, do you see it?
Only time I seen it, bro, is when them niggas sent people over here to me, and then they was like, "Hey, man, I sent people over here." I was like, "Oh, okay." I really don't be paying attention to it, bro. It's one of the days.
I've done it the last couple of times I came over.
Yeah,
I did it today.
Yeah, I didn't even see it, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I didn't see it.
I don't think you do. I'm not sure if you can if you're not on the YouTube. If you on the StreamYard, it don't show on the StreamYard, so you wouldn't see it.
Yeah, I wouldn't see it at all. So appreciate you, Beans, man, for redirecting over to me, man. Salute to everybody, the 0 people who sent me in support today. I appreciate that.
Right.
That was awesome. You know what I mean? Don't yeah, $2, 2s and dues, 5, anything. I mean, shit. I appreciate it. I appreciate the 0. I mean, from the bottom of my heart, the 0 people. But yeah, man, we're gonna meet y'all over there at Tom. He's gonna be talking about the potato salad and raisins. But we're gonna get W's on that because it do exist. He just believe it don't exist, but he's gonna eat it. He's gonna try it out and tell us what it's gonna be like. I told him it's just an upgrade brand of trail mix, but he don't want to listen to me. But we're gonna go over there and check him out. I'm about to go grab me something to eat, so I should be pulling up about 20 minutes late to the show, or I'll be in the chat, but I'll be on the panel with Tom about 7:20. 7:30. I should be back at the house by then. It'll take me a little time to get to town. But appreciate John the Baptist. Appreciate Beans, Uncle Tom, Lord 80 Yes, LA for, you know what I'm saying, hitting me up, having me start the show because I really wasn't going to do one. I was, like I said, I've been in the other room all morning. I did it. You know what I'm saying? He asked me to do it. I hopped right on up here and did it. I'm trying to make sure I probably got like maybe 8 more plants to run through, and then I got to do probably another 80 clones. So I'll be busy in and out, so I will be listening to the conversation tonight, but just know that, you know what I'm saying, you don't hear me saying nothing. I'm just running to the other room, coming back over. I'm trying to get things done, get things popping. So appreciate everybody that came through, man. We up out of here. Let me throw this up here real quick. And
OGDoDirty, flipping packs in the bag, stuffing the blunt, fat sack, jet black Cadillac, stacks in the mattress, cash cow status, walk in the streets, heat up, no crack, blunt blazing, smoke hazing, OGs in the attic, crispy clean kicks, ain't nothing static, southern nights, trap dreams, raw matic, light it up, inhale the magic, erratic, down south, making moves, 808s, hit raw, sip the lean, slow the scene, outlaws on call, counting bills, run the thrills, trap house ball, switches in the air, grandiose alcohol, dirty dope dreams, with the crew so mean, like some movie scene, trap king, royally king, purple haze phase, hazy days, cash in streams, hit the streets, beast mode, blitz and jewel schemes, OGDoDirty, leaning like a tower, got the power, hour after hour, living fast, mile high, never sour. Came up from the grid, dirty money flower. Blood blazing, smoke hazing, OGs in the attic. Crispy clean kicks, ain't nothing static. Southern nights, trap dreams, raw matic. Light it up, inhale the magic, erratic. OGDoDirty, leaning like the tower. Got the power, hour after hour. Living fast, mile high, never sour. Came up from the grid, dirty money flower. Blood blazing, smoke hazing, OG.
oh, I forgot to hit the damn button.